Since 2017.
Yeah, I remember you were embarrassing on Snapchat crying.
Bitch, I did not cry.
You were crying.
Who cried?
Yeah,
You weren't crying?
Fuck no.
Please.
No, I was.
Oh, Lola, my little baby.
Oh, I was on that. Yeah.
Oh, you got a tear in your eye.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
First off.
Actually, you called off work.
And
No, that's wrong.
he had the black screen.
Hold on. First
with
off,
the words.
Yeah,
first off, that's really wrong.
You did have the black screen.
No,
with
I
the
didn't.
words.
Yeah, you
She
did.
was rubbing. You were rubbing.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gonna put Lola down.
No,
Yeah, you had the
didn't.
picture first and then
off,
the next snap was like black screen with words.
First off, what happened
You're a black
was
screen word man.
who?
Yeah.
That's not me.
Don't try to,
What happened was I had to drop my girl off at the vet to have her day, and I had to come and close the same day, you dumb bitch.
Black screen word man.
So I
Don't be attacking us because you cried about your dog. That's okay, but don't
You
attack
goddamn
us.
right I did.
And I'm saying don't attack us about it.
But you goddamn right I did.
There you
and I'll
go.
cry
There you
again.
go, man
Good.
up.
There you go.
Take it. There you go.
Have you ever had a fucking dog?
Yeah, I love dogs.
No,
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 he can't
no,
show
you
no
don't.
compassion.
Yeah,
I can't see.
that's- yeah.
Have you ever laid a hand on Moses? Have you ever laid a hand on Moses?
I wanted to.
No. Have you ever?
Like, pet him? I thought you meant.
No, pet it. Have you ever pet me?
But most
Bro,
is a
you
normal dog. First of all.
That's true.
Second of all, I told you how I grew up.
No, you didn't.
No, we don't want to hear it.
So I can tell you.
I hate when niggas
No,
say.
you do it more than anybody.
No, I hate when niggas.
You really do it more than anybody.
No, I hate when niggas say I told y'all.
Yeah.
Blank.
Oh no, that's not what it is. Tay told me the other day. We was on the mic. He said something about Meek Mill, and he was like, "Yeah, Hunter, you know Meek Mill's my favorite rapper." I said, "No, I didn't."
Right? Like, no, I don't.
People do that.
You might have said it. You might have mentioned it, but I wasn't listening for real. Clearly. Nah, I do remember you saying something about the dogs, but I won't say everything you said.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So I
Hold on, but what was going on though?
Right,
I mean,
right. That really love?
didn't know
That's
what
all.
was going on.
Oh yeah, I guess you were an innocent
Yeah.
bystander.
Right. Casualty of war.
Yep. I mean, speaking of that, y'all see them trying to hang Michael Vick out for that? Oh wait,
Yeah, they
never
need
mind.
to chill out.
Nah,
They need to chill out.
White people are crazy. Listen though, he has been on First Take. I mean, for
years.
on Undisputed for 5 years. He's been
He's
a
been out the
broadcaster. He's been chilling. All of a sudden, they invite him to the Hall of Fame.
Mind
And
his business, and he be super like.
They
super
just people,
conservative
but
on
people,
topics.
yeah, and people do that. They just hang in the bushes waiting for their moment to strike.
did you see that little meme where it was like, if this was Michael Vick, it had the white?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that
this
shit
is
had
funny.
me so fucking
He
dead.
be super conservative on topics. He don't mind. He minds.
Yeah, he don't want to. He don't want to be
try
out
stir
there.
Up. That's
Yeah.
why when all this stuff came up, he was super confused.
Even what's crazy, do you remember when that happened? Like, I remember I was in
remember
Florida. I was in
exactly.
like, what grade was I in? 14.
in
I was probably
seven.
8 years old, 9 years old when that happened. I remember when he got caught and all that shit happened with the dogs.
You was older than that.
Nah, we was like 9 years
It was
old.
probably
It was like 2006.
yeah. Yep, because he was on the cover of Madden.
Okay, so we'd be
04. He
10,
had just
my
got
bad.
his contract. He had just gotten that contract. And that
Okay, so
contract was
19 years old. Excuse me.
That
Sorry.
contract
dude.
might
I
be
was
like
just
06.
saying it wasn't. You weren't seven.
Sixth grade.
It might have been like that.
I'd have been in sixth grade.
You
I remember-
always say that.
Who, me?
Yes.
It's just easy for
Everything that's happened in your life, you was in sixth grade.
6 years is a crucial year for you.
I'm just saying. Every time we say something, you was. I was in sixth grade.
Nah, I said I was in eighth grade mad time.
Yeah, you did.
I think you had said something about 6th grade. Lollipop
I
came out in
did,
6th grade.
but that came out. That's a fact. We keep talking
Nah,
about.
but that wasn't sixth grade.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
fifth grade for y'all, 'cause you guys are young.
But you said no. You did. It was in. You was in seventh grade when it came out. We was in sixth grade. That's a fact. Because you said every year that it was when something happened. That's the grade.
Lines up with what year?
Yeah.
With what grade I was in.
Yeah, pull it up real quick, just so we're
Yeah,
not
Lollipop
fools.
came out in 2007.
Just so we're not fools. 2008. I think that's when it is.
2007 was an investigation.
Oh yeah.
But
Sounds
he
right.
probably that was the investigation part of it.
Right, same type shit.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
Anyway,
I
yeah, the
figured.
point was, I remember when that shit was really going down, and I didn't even give a fuck.
Well, I don't think
when
you
you're 11 or 10, whatever, I was just like, who cares? He's fighting dogs.
Right.
Like, who gives a fuck? What's so bad about that? Now I'd be like, when you see the videos, like dogs hanging, it's like, damn, that's
So
okay.
you was on that mic.
Like, he was on, even though he really wasn't. He was really more of a.
They hyped that up.
They hyped it up.
And what's crazy is
Even though, I mean, it is a fucked up situation. 'Cause it was like drowned ass, those dogs drowned, and like, oh, that's fucked. I mean, that's just all fucked up for real. But they act like he was just like they were people he was killing.
I mean, well, you can't say that. That sounds insensitive.
well, I mean, people hunt deer. People hunt
That's different.
duck. No, it's not. Why is it different?
Yeah, you know how I feel about that shit.
Why is it different?
Why?
Because you know what type of people hunt deer and duck.
No, the only reason why it's different is because our
I mean,
society
trophy
is
hunt. for trophy.
Right, but who hunts that type of stuff?
Huh?
Who hunts that?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but some people. I mean,
But who hunts?
The majority hunts for trophies.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what people. What
you
demographic.
can't say that.
Okay, so even people who hunt for their food, who get it, one, they probably waste 50% of the deer. Two.
But them are different arguments.
Okay, but I'm saying two, they don't need to do that. What do you mean? But
you can't say that.
Hunt to eat.
I know some people. I know some people do, but I know more people who hunt for trophy.
Yeah.
Or for the thrill, or for the.
I don't know, but I remember having a big ass argument with Justin for hours about that shit. I mean, I clearly don't believe in.
No, people definitely hunt for food. I know people who, my grandpa used to do that shit. He wouldn't wait. He's one of the people, especially older people.
Not all the people, but a large amount of people that kill Michael Vick for killing dogs.
Will hunt a deer.
Will hunt a deer in a heartbeat.
Right. I agree with that.
And I know the deer are overpopulated, but
that means nothing.
That means nothing. Your whole beef is that you're killing a harmless animal. It's not that it's not anything with the population. It's
but
you don't like
still,
the idea of you taking the life of something.
Yeah, but that's still different.
Why is it different? Because it's a dog?
I mean, it's just factually different, but it's also different. I mean, it's a dog and a deer, but
what's the
difference?
I'm saying it's different because they were dog fighting, and one is just killing the deer. I'm not saying
you're just harmless. You're just mindlessly going out there.
Yeah,
with
ultimately,
killing a deer.
Yes, that's true.
Or
you're hunting it down.
Or elk or bear.
That's true, but there's also
lion,
I mean, there's so many elements to hunting, like fair game and stuff like that.
But you don't understand what I'm saying. Exactly, I agree with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is certain people legalize certain stuff because they like to do it.
Right.
And we know who those certain people are.
Yeah, but I mean, I get your overall point because I agree with your overall sentiment. I don't believe in none of that shit, but I'm just saying. One is like a domesticated animal.
But hold on, right there.
They said it's domesticated.
Right, that's why I don't like.
Who says it did?
Right.
I
mean, the only reason why they're saying they don't want a deer to be domesticated is because they want to kill it. It's like fish.
Even just how we all joke, not we all, but people joke about Chinese, about the cat, they got dogs, they eat dogs. And that's because their culture isn't.
Yeah, they don't, they're like,
well,
what's wrong with eating a dog?
What's wrong with eating a dog?
It's because they said it's
we eat cow, we eat deer, we eat chicken, we eat fish, we eat all these other animals, but a dog, that's where y'all draw, that's where it's disgusting? Why?
Right, so if anybody gets it twisted, yes, we're on Michael Vick's side.
Yeah, facts.
There's no need to read between the lines. I am on Michael Vick's side.
So do y'all believe that the saying that kill them before they kill us?
Oh, with who?
Dogs?
No.
What do you think?
Like wildlife. Because I mean that's a
hold on, are you talking about if they're attacking you?
No, I'm saying they, like Shane was saying, overpopulation. Like in New Jersey and stuff like that, it's so overpopulated that they I mean that's why some of these places legalize it because they have too many, like bears, killing bears and stuff. Some places you really shouldn't kill bears, I don't think, but some places like New Jersey let you kill bears.
The radius of deer is nuts. I was literally looking it up probably a month ago because my manager at work is her husband is a big game hunter.
Mm-hmm.
The deer population compared to a person is in Ohio alone is crazy.
I see about 20 of them every fucking.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, 670,000 deer in Ohio alone.
And 27, but yeah. So how many people are in Ohio? Do you know?
55,000.
No,
or in Springfield.
I was about to say
Springfield. Ohio, there's probably about that many.
No. I was about to say there's a lot of people.
11.69 million.
Yeah.
But I mean the city and like deers obviously don't be in the city. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, 670,000 deer. Hey, imagine seeing 670,000 deer running.
I can't believe when I was a little kid, my grandparents. Now I look about it, it's so like precious. But this is what we used to do. I swear to God.
What is this?
What?
What is this podcast? This is episode 10 and we're talking about deer.
I know.
Are we really on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been rolling for.
Episode 10. What are we talking about today, Shane? It was your idea.
It was my idea to talk today?
Yep. Nah,
deer.
About our topic.
Deer.
Deer?
We're talking about deer.
John Deere?
Hey, y'all ever had beer jerky? Or deer jerky?
Deer jerky slaps.
Yeah,
deer slaps regardless.
It really does.
Duck is good too.
That's
I've
not
never
your
had
bag.
it.
That's not
Yeah.
your bag.
Squirrel, You like if you like chewy stuff.
I've never had
Squirrel's
this
like super greasy.
Yeah.
First off, you're not supposed to eat squirrel.
Yeah, I don't think so. Probably not supposed to eat duck.
Let me be quiet.
Wait, why aren't you supposed to eat squirrel? Is that like one of the things?
Are you supposed to eat
like
chicken?
how the pig is the dog, the cat, the hog?
Are you supposed to eat cow?
How you gonna live it when you see it in the small?
Okay. Anyway,
First off,
welcome to episode 10 of the
I done
Noahidols.
told you where a cow's from.
That's the dumbest theory, but
Wait, what is a cow from?
it just sounds. I'm not too well versed on it, but he says they're from the moon. How they go moon? They're calling to the home to the moon. That sounds like
Mahomes.
they sound
They're
like.
calling to the Mahomes.
Yeah, that sounds like a little 4-year-old made that theory up.
I'm just telling you.
Moon.
That's right. Are we gonna talk about something today?
Yep. So, was it episode 10, wrapping the decade up of 2019, entering 2020?
Are we?
Exactly what you just say is December
I
what?
mean, it's December. What's today?
16th.
December 16th.
Got a couple more weeks, brother.
There's been so much that's happened in the decade, though.
That's what we were talking about. How just think about where we were last. Just
In 2010, I was 15 years old.
We was freshmen in
That
high
blows
school.
my mind. I was in sixth grade.
You were 14.
I was in sixth grade. I was in sixth grade.
2 years ago, 6th grade. 2 years before that, 6th grade.
No way you was fucking 2000.
No, I was a freshman.
Yeah.
In high school.
That's what I'm saying. No
Nah.
way you was
2009 or
15.
2000.
We was freshmen in 2010.
Yeah.
For sure. You was a sophomore.
2010, I was a sophomore.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you was 15.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
15.
But that's absurd.
I got my license in 2010.
Now just think real quick of, ain't it crazy how?
You had your license for 10 years?
Yeah, that's crazy.
For real?
But everybody's not like you. You just got your license like last week or
Yeah,
something.
but 10 years? You're old as fuck.
Yeah, 10 years. I got mine like
To say
when
I had my
17.
license for
I
10
got my
years, that's
license
crazy.
when I was 16.
Yeah, that is crazy. I remember Big used to pull up and like he had a card and everything. He was a sophomore. I was like,
October
what?
2016.
Oh, but why are we saying 10
20
years? That's not
2010,
10
I'm
years.
sorry.
Are we
20.
idiots?
October.
Oh, yeah,
Yes. Yeah, it'd be 10
2010.
years. I mean,
You kept saying
so-
2016, then it threw me off.
Yeah, because he's so used to saying 6th grade and shit. Because that's just
it
his
just
default
threw me
answer.
off, threw me off. But yeah, I mean, if you really look back, it's like we seen.
I think it's so crazy because how much time. Like we're 23.
We were supposed to die.
Yeah.
Right, 2012. We didn't survive.
Right. We seen the first black president.
We seen the first orange president.
He's getting impeached next week, so we're about to see. There's been an impeachment in our decade.
Facts. I grew hair on my nuts.
Solange beat up Jay-Z.
Ray Rice beat up somebody.
Ray Rice beat somebody you even knew.
There's so many things we
That's not
forgot.
funny.
that happened.
That is not funny.
Chris Brown beat Rihanna. Oh, that wasn't this decade.
Yeah, was it? Nah, it was 2008.
Yeah,
I
that
was in
wasn't
sixth
decade.
grade.
I just think it's crazy, bro. We played on the same AAU team.
We play.
Don't even remember it.
So have you got?
Drake slept with underage girls.
It literally blows my. We're not doing that. It literally blows my mind that we spent a summer together, and I don't.
Nah, that wasn't summer. Was it summer?
It wasn't
That would've been
summer.
The spring. We played in the spring. I remember what it'd be like at the
We
Yeah,
was still
right.
going to school.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like April-ish
Nah,
type
that's
shit.
right, because I would have to go back and forth from baseball to
Yeah.
stuff.
Moral of the story is we all played on the same AAU team before we like knew each other for real, and we none of us. Well, Stefan does because he's almighty remember guy,
Yeah.
but none of us have any recollection of
I
playing on
always
the
used
same
to
team.
get
That
you mixed up with Hunter, or whatever.
yeah. Until you realize.
Until I realized. But yeah, anyway, fact of the matter is the decade ended, so I figured it would make sense if we
Tackled.
Wrap it up
some of the
then.
stuff
Wrap up the decade then.
that came during the decade, and
What my main thing, what I kept trying to say was how crazy it is. How I'm 23 years old, and that's like over what? That's like 40% of my life. Just these past 10 years. What? Like these past 10 years have been how much of my life?
Oh.
I was 13 when.
oh, I see what you're saying.
I was
You know what I mean? I was 13
in
the last-
Yeah, I was like, dang.
No, I'm saying I was 13. It's just like this decade was probably the most important decade of our lives. Will probably be the most important decade of our lives from your 13
What,
to 23.
Okay.
I think when
Your high school,
as
any like
as it pertains to how you
Your morals, your beliefs.
morals and your values and your ethics and stuff like that. I think.
Well, I don't even know
I
about
think
that.
From where we're at now, I believe the next decade for us this is your make it or break it.
right. I agree with that.
The
I
next
agree.
10 years is if you don't got. I
But-
mean, I know what Gary be talking about, but I feel like
No, I feel you, bro.
if I'm 40 years old and haven't established nothing,
I'm spooked.
I'm
I might give up. I'm 40.
I might give up.
But nah, I'm saying this man.
Because in 10 years from now, I'll be 35.
30.
I have kids. I'll be married. Like, I mean, I hope that.
See, this last decade, I think it's so important because that's when we all learned how to become men.
What do you think you learned this decade? From 2010 to 2020.
20. That's wild.
What's been like the.
I mean, I could say everything.
What's changed, actually? Yeah, because when I was supposed to be a doctor.
And how that pan out.
When that came up on my memories.
Yeah, I guess we
When
found
I was in 8th grade, I wanted to be a dentist.
Figured out we can't go to the NBA.
That's what it. Yeah.
I found that out in 2000 in 8th grade.
Shit, I didn't. I was a junior year still talking about.
He was delusional.
Maybe not. Maybe my freshman year I found that.
He was delusional.
Yeah, I was delusional.
This nigga was trying to go to summer camps.
I was telling people like, all right, just watch. Don't it? Hey,
what camp was
I was that guy. Hey, don't. Hey, when I'm in,
just watch.
hey, when I'm in the league, don't ask for no tickets.
What camp was that?
I don't know. I was on that, bro. I remember I used to go outside in the summertime with
Danny
practice
Granger.
for hours.
No, I was too. I mean, but I think everybody hits that point. Well, maybe not. Some people still do it to this day at 25. But
That's what it needs to be talked about.
What, your depression after you realize you can't go to the NBA?
No, about all these 25 to 30 to 40 to 50-year-olds still playing basketball every day.
I told you I'm done doing that.
What?
I told you I'm done doing that.
No, this ain't just Springfield.
No, I'm just saying, if it makes you happy,
That don't make him happy.
but you can't say that.
But I don't believe you.
Huh?
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me what?
You know I'm all for do what makes you happy.
Yeah, and you're not.
I have been as of late.
Okay.
And I've been, y'all have heard me say that. Have I not gone on saying that I've gotten to a point to where I'm like, you know what, maybe that does make people happy.
Oh, yeah, you have said that.
I have said that. Just because.
But you will admit in the past.
That's just easier for me to just
process.
Yeah. Because I just want to punch people.
So maybe,
What do you mean you wanna play Fortnite?
oh, I can't say that. Fuck.
What do you mean you want to play for?
What do you mean you want to come home and play 2K?
So maybe-
Get off of work and play 2K until you go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, get off, play 2K until you sleep.
But
That sounds like
Wake
a
up,
slap.
go off.
now
First
that,
off, that sounds like a slap.
But hold on, that
that's
sounds like
being-
it slaps. But then be on Twitter and complaining about
that
being depressed.
that's being lazy.
It's being delusional.
Yeah, that's being lazy. That's
Yeah,
not,
but a lot.
I'm not happy.
But guess what? You know, it's how easy for me to process. Maybe some people are happy being lazy.
But they're not.
You
I
don't know
mean,
that. I'm just saying, bro.
no, I agree with you. Some people may be. We talked about this. But I think it's so easy. These ranges from 18 to, like y'all said, from 18 till 20-something, it's so easy to lose yourself in life. You can get so down.
Yeah.
You can get so down on yourself and where you're really
well, I mean,
at.
I just be thinking sometimes when y'all be talking, if y'all look at like, cause my mom put it into a way to where I was only going one way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be talking about how, y'all got into the big brawl. Like, y'all always talk about like, what was I thinking? Like, my life could have went a whole nother way. But it's gone, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's stuff for me, and I'm like, that's nuts.
I just.
yeah, if you went to Springfield High, your life would be just probably polar opposites. Just for the simple fact you grew up with all them, you just wouldn't
And I
hang around
remember
the
I
same
was
people.
salty when my mom took me out of Springfield schools.
Could have been the best thing for you.
I also feel like I missed some stuff too.
Nah, no doubt. It was probably give and take.
Yeah, herpes and chlamydia.
Nope, not that.
Is that what they?
2 out of 3 on the podcast, brother. It's your turn.
That definitely has to get cut out.
Nah, if Shane went to Springfield High, I'd have been T.
But would it really? Him and Khalil would be like ultra way more close than y'all are now, even though y'all's cool.
But what was you just talking to? I like what you was going with that about with school. You was saying something about.
Yo, how we just gonna skip
Y'all?
the decade list thing?
No, we're not. Yeah. We are.
Really, what I was getting at is y'all have overcome the last circumstances between the both of you.
Yeah, but you always say that, and I don't think
But,
you
and I
give
know
yourself.
how you think, but I'm just saying. I'm just talking about. There's two. Like, there, as cliche as that sounds, there's 2 ways that you could go based on the crowd of people that it was that you hung out with, and how you move now.
Oh Lord.
I agree. See, my thing is it's pretty simple. Like I said, I think your generation from when you're maybe even like perfect from 13 to 23 that develops to have you a man. When you're 23 to 33, or
Time to shit
age,
off the pop.
it really tests your ambition for real. And even how I've always been a guy to
What age range did you just say?
Like,
right now.
Yeah.
From here to our next 10 years.
Yeah.
This is what really tests your ambition because I've always been advocating talking about I got a huge ambition, but I've been questioning my ambition a lot lately because it's like, do you do it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you really need to. What? Do it? Like what the fuck? Do you have ambition or not? Like, bro, Gary said something on this podcast I saw last week.
That's the second one.
Who gives a fuck? Gary V, shout out. I don't give a fuck. What's that mean?
Maybe. Shout out Claude.
Yeah, maybe. Facts. But that's what he said something that long that matrix. A lot of people just like to say they have ambition.
Right. Especially nowadays.
Same thing. How
I put
same thing.
entrepreneur in my
I was
bio.
about to say same thing. Type
That's
shit
so
with that.
pathetic. That's so pathetic. You guys are pathetic.
I'm just saying that it's
It's a cool trend. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
right.
It's
And
cool
and
to-
these right here, because if you're 33 years old and you still ain't got shit, you still ain't got a pot to piss in, I'm gonna go and say your ambition levels are pretty low.
Which is fine.
Unless
If you're
you, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying.
But
we're talking about ambition right now. No, I mean I'm not gonna get. There could be some circumstances
Okay,
that could happen, and you know I'm talking about the 95% of scenarios. If you're 33, you're still working your warehouse. I'm just saying your ambition isn't. You shouldn't be saying you have a super high ambition because you clearly don't. How you working at the same warehouse for 10 years and you're talking? That's not ambition.
Maybe not. I don't know if I agree with that.
That's not ambition.
That's what I'm saying. Don't put it in a blanket. I'd say your
I don't know
point,
if I
but
agree with
don't
that.
put it in a blanket statement.
No, because that. No, do you mean?
Because it's not that black and white.
Look at the definition of ambition for me.
Well, I mean, I think
You can have ambition and still
No, I know, but I want to know exactly what it means.
to see if you're off in something.
That's all. Well, last time you ever looked at the definition of ambition?
Nah.
I really
What?
I'm saying I don't
need to look it up real
understand.
quick.
I don't understand
Really mad.
how someone could be so
Did you look up
complacent
ambition?
for years. That's all I'm saying. Complacent and ambition are like polar opposites to me.
Nah, because you can get complacent through ambition. A strong desire or
To achieve
a strong
something.
desire to do or to achieve something typically require
Determination and hard work.
That's what I was about to say. Because you can have.
You can have ambition in a factory.
I didn't say you couldn't have it. You could work up and become a manager and ambition and want to
No,
lead.
see, stop blanketing all that. No. You can have ambition and be working. Bro, it's possible to be having ambition and working on a go the wrong way.
That's true.
Like loving the wrong way. Or doing something that doesn't mean.
Give me an example.
I tell people
You can have
mom.
ambition and still be on a hamster wheel.
Meaning what?
if you're not in the right vehicle, it doesn't matter how much ambition you have.
For instance, let me give y'all an instance, right? Let me give y'all two polar ends of the spectrum, right? If you ask anybody that knows me, not you guys, but like in my business life, they would say I'm one of the most ambitious people that they know, young people, right? You guys will tell me on our end of the spectrum for what we're trying to do, my ambition level is probably low. So I'm saying you can have ambition in the wrong way, depending on who looks at it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it also is graded on your perspective and
And
how
what
you
you're trying to
think
do.
about A certain room, or I wouldn't say that you don't have ambition in your job because facts are just facts.
I'm talking about in general, not in my job. I'm just saying there's two ends of a spectrum. I'm saying you can have ambition in the wrong way depending on how you look at it.
But okay,
you
right.
elaborate a little bit
No,
more?
I know exactly what he's saying. I know exactly.
I'm
what
saying-
he's saying people who, but what if they're wrong? Or what if we're wrong? I feel like there's a fact of the matter.
Okay,
One of them people are wrong.
But not necessarily. Not necessarily.
How?
Well, I mean, some people are more ambitious in certain areas of their life, though.
Right, and I'm saying, what if the ambition that it's like almost like beauty in the eye of the beholder. Whoever's saying whether you have ambition or not is just whatever their perception of ambition is. You see what I'm saying?
That's true, but you can also have a wrong perception. You can have a false.
But you're talking about the other person with their own. I'm talking about what it is. Would y'all say? What would you say? Do I have ambition or not?
Not outside of work. No.
Okay. So, but people on the other end of the spectrum that want me to do the work that I'm doing would say I have ambition.
Right.
So I'm saying you can have ambition in the wrong way, and it's like being
It's
on
not
a hamster
necessarily
wheel.
the wrong way.
I'm
It's just
talking about
allocated in different areas.
depending on who is saying
It's
it.
perspective.
You're telling me get out of your job. You're working too much.
Right.
Other people that are at my job are saying, "Damn, dude, you are putting in crazy work."
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So it just depends on who's perceiving it.
But now
But
what I'm
that's
saying
still,
is,
but to me, that's still ambition.
Exactly.
Because it would be different if you were just lazy at work too.
my point was, if you're still doing that same thing you're doing in 10 years, because sooner or later it's all good. We still get that for a young man. Yeah, I know you said that.
But by definition, what you're saying is not true. That's your perception of ambition.
You're right. But what I'm telling you is how the world works. People tend to, since we're younger, they look at us like, man, he's a young man. He's impressive.
Yeah.
When you're 33 and you're doing that, who gives a fuck? No one gives a fuck that you're working 50 hours at a store because you're 33 years old. You're a grown ass man.
That's not
and
true.
Now
that's what I'm saying. You blanket things to. That's not true. So does Tim not have ambition?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
That's two different things.
You're looking at it like everything, but everything cannot be.
First off,
everybody is not an entrepreneur. Everybody's not going to be famous. Everybody's not going to be a millionaire. That's not everybody's.
Course.
So I'm saying that,
and everybody don't have to have a high level of ambition. Everybody don't have a high level of ambition.
But that doesn't mean that they don't.
Right.
I'm saying you always, and I've told you always say that stuff about certain people, and you blanket people. That's not fair to do. Anybody with any job, you can have ambition within that job. It doesn't matter what the job title is. That's neither here nor there. It's about, you can't tell somebody that is wanting to do that, maybe, that, okay, well, you're 33 working in that job that I don't like, and that's not what I would do, so I'm saying that you don't have ambition. Right. Well, what if they like that job and that's their ceiling? That's what they want to do.
Right. They perform.
Stop putting what you want to do in your life on what other people want to do.
Okay, now real quick, answer this question honestly from your perspective. How many people who do that and max out at that, like whatever we're talking about? How many people do you? I'm asking you.
I'll answer.
I'm asking you. How many people, that percentage, do you think are happy with that?
Not a lot, but I feel like.
So that was my point.
Okay, but I feel like that's the trick of life. I feel like no matter what we're going to do, we're going to come to that conclusion at the end, and every millionaire will back me up. So
what conclusion?
Even if we work and do and figure out and try to do what we think we want to do, once you get it, it's the rat race of life. I think that's the trick of life. I don't think that even if everything panned out for what we really thought we wanted to do, once we got it, we would eventually come to the term like, damn, I really want to do something else.
I agree with you.
No, I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think we're starting to become a little bit more conscious within our, within our groups, as far as that right there was the perception before. Get rich, boom, boom, boom. But people are starting to figure that out. You know how we always talk about people evolving. I think more people are trying to find, like, yes, you want to make money. Maybe your goal in life is not to be a rich millionaire, but you find fulfillment in something else. As cheesy as that sounds.
But I think.
But what I'm saying is, I believe people are finding out that the key, finally, are finding out that the key is not cars, money, and stuff like that, but rather take your money and go and do something fulfilling. Maybe you want to be a full-time middle school basketball coach, because you can do that now because it's not a job, because you have the money to back it.
I think the rarest thing on earth is really finding what your purpose is and finding out what you really love. That. And I think that it'll change. I think you change every 5 years. I think that's what makes it so hard.
I believe that too, but this is why I'm saying money. If you have to stop thinking about money as, oh yeah, once you get your house, you don't want it. After you get your car, you'll find out you don't need it.
No.
Imagine just having the money that you need to do whatever. I'm not even saying a multimillionaire. I'm saying have the money that you need to where you don't have to have that job.
Yeah.
To where, if you wanted to go pick up trash every day for the rest of your life, you're doing what you want to do because you're doing it. Right,
that's just one part of it. That's financial stability.
But I feel like that's probably 80%.
That's a big part of it. That's definitely a big part of it. But that's just financial stability. You could still be going through so much.
For sure.
So many other aspects of your life could be so fucked up to where financial stability isn't really. You find out like, damn, I really could give a fuck less about financial stability. My mom's on her fucking deathbed like this. I think the trick, and I know I'm gonna sound depressed and half empty, but I just think the rarest thing in life is like finding genuine peace. Like I
don't disagree with that, because you said we change every 5 years. I think we change every year. I think it's even recently. Just look back last year. Yeah. You don't think back just last year, like. No, but I like that status. I was thinking like that.
You change. Yeah, mine was more so like.
Stuff I don't feel like changes.
No, not everything. No. What I meant by you change every year, just slowly. Right. You know what I'm saying there's like a noticeable change, like almost. I think it's like every 5 years, like a noticeable change about a human. Like,
but maybe it's just because I self-reflect a lot. But I'm always looking back from the past year. Just think about me last year in December of how much I've changed.
Yeah.
Just from everything.
Think about how much you changed in 5 years. What was 5 years ago?
23,
2014.
18 years old.
I don't know.
Just graduated and shit.
I think you get to a point to where you don't really change I don't know if I've changed much in the last year. I feel like I changed probably.
What about the last 5 years, though?
For sure, for 100. That's not even close.
I'm not talking
But
about
I'm
you
saying
change.
you
Your
get-
perspective hasn't changed. You don't think that? You don't think
your perspective
You don't
changes
see things that
constantly.
you don't ever see something that you
Oh, yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Some
Be
people,
like,
most people,
How,
I mean,
like,
anybody.
Sure.
you ain't never like really
I
been
thought
like,
we were going down a different. I thought
or
it
you
was
never
just-
did something from just like 6-7 months ago. I'm like, how did I think that? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I be thinking like, how did we just evolve so fast?
Yeah, but I think once you get a clear, once you're after something, there's only so much stuff that changes. Because once you get to a point to where you're like, this is what I want. There's only so many other things outside of that's going to change. Perspective is one
But
of
like
them.
you said a couple of months ago, what happens when you get it?
You gotta set the next thing.
See,
that's a constant progression.
And that's my thing with ambition. I had it wrong. When I think of ambition, I think of consistently leveling up. So that's why.
I don't think that's
But that's not ambition.
And it's not. But that goes along with
That's
ambition.
your-
That can.
That just goes on with the person. It depends on what type of person you are.
Well,
because
yeah,
that's
maybe.
a negative. That's a stigma that we put.
And I'm not talking about level and
This is-
position. I'm talking about.
You're saying like there needs to be a distinct. If you're still working at finish line, if we're still working at finish line today,
It'd be pathetic.
But
in your eyes,
yeah,
in my
don't-
eyes.
Yeah.
in your eyes.
Okay, say that.
So, but that's not ambition, and that's one of the things I've had to change is because I would place my views on life on other people,
But
and I would look at people like how are you still doing that? You
So-
haven't, and when you're talking about grinding, you haven't done nothing, but you don't know what type of things in their life that they did or overcame or leveling up does not necessarily mean ambition.
right. My thing is, every job I've went to, I've went there, leveled up at the job, left to a better job, leveled up that job, went to a better job, right? Now the only thing is, like you're saying, is maybe at the bank, someone was like, you know what, I love this fucking job. I love being a banker, and this is what I want to fuck with for the rest of my life. My thing is, I don't think that person has ambition.
That's not true.
But that's not the right word to use.
It's they don't have.
Even if they're the best banker, they can be.
But they might be fulfilled.
That's so fulfill and ambition they go in together?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
a
kinda.
strong desire to do or achieve something,
Yeah,
typically
achieving,
requiring
fulfillment
determination.
and achieve it are almost
Their goal could be I want to be the best bank. I want to be the best banker I could be. Like that could be their
You're
their
using
ambition.
a different word. What you're saying is
You don't like stagnancy, complacency.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
like
maybe-
being complacent.
yeah, maybe
but that
that's-
doesn't mean
you intertwine complacency as the opposite of ambition.
yeah, and it's not. It can be.
Can be.
But it doesn't necessarily. It's not always the same thing. You can be ambitious and be. The word complacent is a negative thing. But you can be ambitious, and still be ambitious in whatever it was that you were doing for your whole life.
Just like this topic, if you had asked me this topic last year, I would be on your side. Say, no,
I just
you're
think-
a lazy piece if you just sit at home all day and don't do nothing, and you just go to work.
Like, do we think like rappers or like artists that just continue to do art is like complacent or?
Well, I mean, I think again,
Is it
It's like how you
ambition?
guys said, it's phases and you change. I mean, I think we saw J. Cole in a complacent, stagnant phase over the last couple of years. He's just now coming out of that, and now he's become I wouldn't use this word, but he's become a more ambitious artist in 2019, as he's been in 2017 and 2018, probably 2016 too. His 2014, 2015 was ambitious Cole. I mean, we've kind of seen Kendrick even fall off a little.
Well, I'm trying to think of if.
But that's also perception. They could be busting their ass every
That's
night.
what
That's
saying.
what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm
That's what I'm saying.
Music's weird because, and plus they
No,
could.
but that's everything though, because you don't know what.
That's what I was about to say about
If people only knew Stephen from 5 o'clock to 12 p.m. and that was the only Stephen they ever saw, they'd be like, he doesn't do nothing.
Right.
But if the only Stephen you ever seen was like people at him at work,
Exactly.
they'd be like, this dude don't stop.
But what about the people who see both of them and they still think they don't
But
do
that's-
nothing?
But
not
that
what we're
again,
saying.
it goes
That's
to
a well-versed
perception,
person.
and that's perception. So it just depends on who you ask.
Me.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, how we get to talking
I don't
about
know.
ambition when we're talking about 10 decades?
To now, what's two things that you've learned?
2 things that I learned.
Maybe not learned, but like.
You said something earlier that I had an answer for you. It was kind of the same thing.
Actually, we won't do it specific to you, and then you can digress off of this. But what do you think the world has?
Learned since 2010?
Yeah. Maybe not the world, America. The U.S. 2010 to 2020.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say this, but we're not getting into it. With Donald Trump, we all know that these past 5 years. I know it is, but we're not going to be the racist podcast. That's what we're not going to do. But I think that's changed a lot. Especially, and that's another thing that's changed for me hugely. Hugely. You know, just my work, just me 10 years ago is crazy.
I think
I was working 40 hours a week on the finish line.
I think the last 10 years we've become a woke society, which in a way is kind of good, but it's also kind of like whatever. But before 2010 and like before this little 10-year decade, it was not. People weren't really like social justice and all that shit.
It was
Nah,
like bland society.
I think we all know social media was what strung that forward.
But even Instagram didn't take off to 2012.
Yeah, around there.
So I mean, I guess that's the beginning of the decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of the social justice.
And that's when Twitter, with Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin really kicked that social
And
justice.
the height of Twitter was like 2009, like the peak of it. Like 2008, 2009, like when people really started.
That's when it started, probably.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
that's when
peak
Twitter
was like
was fine.
2013,
2014, that shit was lit. Twitter was the GOAT when Vine was out.
When Vine.
That shit was Twitter.
Social media is what's changed more than anything.
Yeah.
Digital.
That's a fact.
Technology.
Right, that's what I'm going to say. Technology. I just saw something in 2010 was iPhone 4. The little like iPod looked pathetic. It looked shitty as fuck compared to like what we have now and just TVs to game to just everything.
So, but what have you? And fuck what society's learned. That's why. What have you? What's your perception?
I think I guess I wouldn't think about it, but I could just say the blanket statement of I've learned everything. But I don't want, you know what I'm saying? But when I think of myself at 14 years old and like the way I viewed the world, the way I viewed people, the way, and not even talking about like my physical, I think I was literally like a whole different person. So I literally learned a lot. Like,
what if I told you this decade was a lot of reaffirming what I already thought I knew?
Reaffirming what you already thought you knew?
My beliefs, yeah.
But I don't think that's fair because I think you formulated a lot of your beliefs in this decade.
But I don't think I have.
You think you formulated a lot of it from kindergarten to 8th grade? Or whatever grade you're in?
I would say.
What beliefs?
I mean, you knew me when?
In 8th grade.
Okay, so do you think my beliefs or anything has really changed much since in the last decade? Or do you think things happen to reaffirm what I believe, that you know me to believe?
I can't say.
Other than Tupac not coming back.
Yeah, that was.
You thought Tupac was going to come back?
Boy, did he.
What?
I thought you were Tupac.
Nigga, I went into a depression when he didn't come back that certain day. I really did.
I was making fun of him on Twitter. Like, come on, where's he at? Pac Day. What's going on?
Hey, if you really would have came back, you'd have been.
Bro, what?
You'd
I would have had a heart attack. I remember being
no.
over their house when the day he was supposed to come back. There was a fight.
But I don't know, because I know this is delusion, but one of my first conversations I remember us having is about Osama bin Laden when he got caught.
Me saying that I didn't think he was dead?
I think we both said that, but yeah.
He's dead?
I don't know.
I don't think he's dead either.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that was like sophomore year and shit, but I don't know why I remember that.
Yeah.
But 8th grade, we didn't talk that much. We played basketball, and then, so I'm not 100%, I don't remember.
I wasn't talking about specific things. I just joked about Tupac. I'm just talking about societal wise. I don't think, like you said you kind of like came to terms with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I haven't really came to terms with a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's not a lot of things that's happened where I'm like, damn, I never really looked at it. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing. It could be me being closed-minded and not seeing the whole picture. But a lot of the shit that happened, I already knew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Something in you was already there.
Yeah.
And then you just like, yep, I knew that.
Yeah.
I could have seen that.
I'm glad this is happening now.
For me, I was not that woke.
Real quick,
from 2000
real quick to say what I think that is. I think that's your you're half empty. You're
Pessimistic.
Mm-hmm. When you think, I mean, basically, we can all agree that this last decade has been a lot of bullshit. A lot of, just.
I mean, there's been a lot of curtains being pulled back, so to speak.
There's just been deaths. There's been just, that's when, bullshit.
Yeah.
So when you're naturally a pessimistic person,
again,
and you think the worst, or you kind of,
right.
when
it happens, you're like, he told you so.
Right. But what was you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, this decade for me, I don't know if it was really reaffirming stuff, but growing up, like, you have people say all the time, like, your mom, your grandma always said that you was going to be, like, I remember them always saying stuff to me like that. Like, my grandma used to always tell people I'm going to be the president. Mm-hmm. But, like, that type of stuff.
Right.
Growing up, you're just like, oh, yeah, cool.
President.
But it wasn't necessarily, it was something my grandma saw in me, not necessarily the president, but a certain level of whatever that she saw in me. It wasn't until probably 2015, 2016 that I actually saw that in myself. Before, I only knew one thing. I only knew get good grades in school and work.
See, my self-confidence has always been there.
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. My confidence has always been through the roof. I just can't always say I believed my grandma when she told me that I could
do whatever you wanted.
That's cliche, but she would say specific stuff.
Right.
Like, I mean, the president one is the one that sticks out to me. Like, I distinctly remember her telling people, my baby's going to be the first president. And not just mindlessly going through life between 2000 and 2010 hearing that, but then becoming a man from 2010 to 2020 and maybe kind of seeing some of the stuff in you that has manifested from that.
All right.
I can now see some of the stuff my grandma. I would never be the president. I don't know anything about politics like that. But it's more so.
It was a.
There was something I must have did when I was younger that my grandma saw in me that I can now see. Oh, maybe that's
leader of the free world. That's what she was saying. My baby's gonna be the leader of the free world.
Yes, I used to think like, oh yeah. I didn't know how to take compliments when I'm six.
My grandma,
6 years old.
My grandma still tells me that's it.
That's just delusion.
No, it ain't.
That you're gonna be the president?
Nah, she don't tell me I'm gonna be the president, but she'll tell me.
Oh, that she sees so much in you and stuff like that.
Whatever I want to.
And I mean, part of that is probably your grandma.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, but she ain't saying that to all her grandkids.
That's a fact.
Trust me.
That's a fact. I'll tell you that.
I know.
Could you imagine having a bunch of grandkids and them being pathetic?
Facts.
But no, I mean, there's a distinct. I mean, it is what it is. There's a distinct difference between me and a lot of my other family members. A lot of my cousins. We were all the same age.
Boy, I'll tell you, if I showed you my whole other side of the family, you wouldn't even.
And that's not even to. I mean, that's really not even to get on that topic. It's more so. Pretty much all I was trying to say is I know what I'm capable of.
All right.
Between 2010, actually not in 2010, probably 2015 to 2000 to now, I realized like, oh yeah, I know.
Ever since you passed that Kim final.
Yep, that was it.
That was the one.
Aced that Kim final.
I was weak.
And because honestly, school for me was always easy.
Yeah, school was always easy for me too.
And by easy, I'm saying like I didn't even I graduated like a 3, 4, like nothing crazy. But I'm saying the work itself was easy. I could BS a test. Like I could learn something real quick, memorize it, boom, 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 go. I don't always remember it after, but anyway.
I never remembered it after. That was my thing. I can. Well, test.
I learned that college was BS.
Yeah, that's a
That was one of the main things you learned.
That was the main thing I learned. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry actually. I learned that college is BS for certain people. Take it how you want.
I think college is bullshit, but it's needed.
Nope. Don't believe that.
Nah, you need college.
No, I don't.
So where are you getting your doctors from? Where are you getting your lawyers from? Where are you getting?
Oh, you're saying you need like society.
I'm saying people. Yeah. College is needed, but I don't think. Yeah, I agree with you.
I thought
but I still think it's
needed
bullshit
for a person.
No.
There's definitely that would be done. There definitely needs to be doctors.
They're lawyers, all psychiatrists, all that they have to,
But honestly, you don't need college for that because you learn stuff that.
I mean, why can't?
Nah,
you can learn whatever you want to learn.
I was gonna say. I mean, that's just.
College don't teach you shit for anyway. But my point is,
I'll go to college for the network.
Yeah, you can self-taught. You can self-teach yourself anything, and that's. I mean, I find myself.
It's just a system, man, and I'm done. Actually, this decade too, I'm done.
And you can network without spending $70,000.
Yeah, that's like people that join frats and sororities. I would never pay for friends, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to think of some other stuff. I mean, we saw Kobe retire. We saw the decline of LeBron. Like, I'm saying we're seeing it this decade. People would talk about this year being LeBron's last few good years.
I mean, I guess.
Right?
But, I mean, they were saying it now, but
And even at the beginning of the decade when he got his first ring and shit, we saw, you know.
that's true.
Yeah, we saw we literally this decade we
watched
literally
this
saw
whole
the
era.
peak
We watched
LeBron.
prime LeBron.
Miami LeBron was just different.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that? 2010, 2011 LeBron,
Yep.
and now 2019.
Warriors
The Lakers.
dynasty.
We've
We've seen LeBron on like 100 different teams.
We saw Patriots beat another dynasty for the second decade in a row.
I never thought I'd become a Tom Brady fan, but here I am. Spent 19 years.
We saw
hating Tom
Belichick
Brady.
cheat again.
Yep, saw the Falcons go to the Super Bowl and get Thrax packed.
Well, one thing I can say is I hope that this
Dolphins
next
suck.
decade, facts. One thing I can say is that I hope this next decade doesn't go by as
Well,
fast as this decade.
what's the
This
most
decade didn't
what's the
go
most
fast.
memorable year in
Really?
this decade?
Last year.
Okay.
A lot happened.
So
last year.
2018 for
I thought I'd
Shane.
be married by now with kids.
That's a good point
Most
for you,
memorable
brother.
decade, memorable.
2018 will always be a year for me to remember.
Most memorable year.
It was literally a year where I excelled really high in business and my personal life wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good.
No. It was like two polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
It was nuts. I did find out a lot about myself.
2014 might be.
Okay.
I was still mad confused in 2014.
Lost
Mad confused.
in this world.
I was too, but that me moving away 3 hours by myself, and when I was 18, and going to
I
camp,
didn't really have any direction for my life.
and then going to Ohio State, and then
I really enjoyed my 8th grade year, which was in 2010.
that's dumb.
Nah,
But that ain't my best year. My
Oh,
best year
8th grade was cool.
My best year was easily 2016.
Yeah, 2016 is probably my second.
why is that? You always talk about 2016 summer.
I love 2016.
Yeah, 2016 was when we first moved into Castle.
It's nuts to me because actually I know why. Never mind.
The thing with 2016 is I can't I remember shit when you say something about it, but like when I just think of 2016, I remember us moving in. I remember some, but like I was getting I was used to just smoke. I used to just get fucked. I used to just smoke and drink so much every day. Like a lot of shit runs into a blur to me. Like I remember just like smoke just.
2016 is when I went off the radar. Is when I deleted
Yeah.
everything on social media. That's why when you always talk about 2016, I'm like, I can't recall
I remember when you did that.
nothing. I can't recall nothing.
2016 was fun for me. Like I loved 2016.
I deleted Snap. I deleted everything.
I remember.
think the only thing I didn't have Facebook.
Yeah, I remember when you did that.
That was in 20. That's why when you
But-
say that, I don't know. I can't recall nothing.
But we was linking in 2016 still.
Yeah, 2016 was
Early
you.
2016.
Early 2016, like
'cause
February.
That was when I went to the beach. That was when I went to Florida for the first in March.
Nigga, you worked
Yeah.
you worked
Yeah.
and finished on
Yeah.
the whole
Yep,
2016.
all 2016. But that around that time, if you remember, that was when I deleted everything, and then I left in January.
Of 2017.
Yep.
Yeah, 2016 takes the crown for me.
Yeah, 2016 was a good year. Well,
That was when
2020 sounds crazy to me though. Like all jokes
2020
aside, that sounds nuts. Who would have thought we made it to 2020?
this year's 2020 clear vision. 2020 is personal.
I'm not ready for those statuses by no means.
I've already been fucking seeing them.
People are 2020 is not personal. Just like 2019 wasn't personal.
And neither was
Just like
2018.
2018 wasn't personal.
Now that'd be the worst was like 2018 changed me. 2019 showed me who y'all really are.
I know,
And
it's like-
2020 is the year I step. It's like it took you 4
I was
years.
about to say.
It took you 4 years to
can't say
realize.
that.
But
You
God,
can't say
No,
that.
people always be getting on my nerve with that shit.
I can't wait to see all y'all dumbass New Year resolutions.
2020 is just bag season. It's
I know.
different.
I can't wait for all the gym memberships we're about to see.
Listen to us. What are you gonna do you're not gonna follow through with in 2020?
Starting a diet. But I'm gonna follow through.
Please.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah,
Now you're follow through man.
I'm
I
following.
sure
I never seen
remember-
you follow through with nothing in your life.
I was supposed to read 7 books this year. I read 0.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't read 0.
What is that though? Is that false hope? Is that just delusion that people have in January? What is January? Like, why
Start of a
January?
new year.
Why January?
It's the start of a new year, brother. They think they can put all the bullshit that just happened yesterday, like their last week, behind
The
them.
people that do that kill me when they're like,
I mean, but not. It's just how we're conditioned in the society. Just think about
Yeah.
it, just week to week. Why does a new week feel fresh? Why doesn't the weeks
Right.
just run together?
this Monday I'm.
Well, I mean, a week feels like fresh.
Kind of. I guess
There ain't no kind about it.
Even though this Monday don't feel fresh.
Like, all your problems from Sunday don't seem to carry on over to Monday. Like, it flips.
Yeah, when you wake up on that Monday morning, it's like
No,
the start of a new week.
Yeah, new week.
Even though, man, this whole year,
doing.
I know I say this a lot, but this was a fast year, bro.
Man, bro.
My old coworker used to play that. Thank God it's Monday. Earl Thomas.
Nah, fuck that.
I said Earl Thomas. Wow, Eric Thomas.
Oh, I fuck with Eric Thomas.
Thank God it's Monday. TGIM. You ain't never seen him be on that? Thank God it's Monday. I'm like,
Nah, shut up, Eric.
shut up.
Facts.
Nah, I know what they be on, but we don't gotta talk about that. But, yeah.
And this decade, we started the Noahidols, started the Leftovers.
Yeah, but barely this decade.
Y'all did start the Leftovers in, what was that, 2014? When did you start that?
Nah.
He said 14.
You started that mad long ago.
Like 2017. It was 2017.
Yeah, but even we was doing that at the very beginning of the year. That's when we had our whack ass videos when the Grammys came out and shit.
Yeah, that was just last year.
I'm saying this year, even from when we started doing, like you start coming around in June, like that's already been like 6-7 months. That's low key crazy.
He was around before then, but yeah.
But I'm saying when we started doing podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
June 30th was like our first day.
Not July. Something.
Yep.
I think that's when we put the video out.
Yeah.
June 30th is the day we recorded the first podcast. So it's like, damn, already 6 months literally then went by. That's kind of crazy. I don't feel like that. You don't ever feel like the podcast just comes by like, you don't ever, when it's time to do the podcast, you're like, damn, we just did it.
No.
So you do. You think it'd be the long in between?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'd be long in between.
No, it be coming. Oh, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that was Sunday again.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, damn, that week just went by that fucking fast.
The last video.
Bro, I really be like, we're podcasting again? Like, this is crazy.
That's because you be off you be, especially as of late.
Nah, I be wanting to do, I mean, there was a period when, whatever. I felt like.
We wasn't doing them enough?
Not that specifically, but it felt like that. It felt like I was wanting.
Like sometimes.
Well, some days we'll do like on a Saturday. We won't do. We'll like wait till like next Monday, or like when you was going, we had to do it on like Tuesday. Or something.
I don't know why it feels like that. It feels like that for me because I get behind. Like, and I'm staring at a podcast for 7 days.
Bro, it be feeling.
And
like
then I'm doing it again. That's the only why. And I'll be like, ugh.
That's why it could run together. Yeah, to me it'd be like. Not now because I've been so busy. I just haven't even thought about it. But there was a period where I was wanting to do it so much more that it felt longer because when you want something, yeah.
Right. You was looking forward to it.
But all jokes aside, Lizzo needs to chill the fuck out with her fat ass. That's uncalled for.
Yeah, we're going into the decade of
that's uncalled for. No, but that's uncalled for. That going to my fucking Lakers. No, that going to my Lakers game.
Y'all are forcing it with Lizzo.
First off, I'm not forcing nothing.
2020, we're stopping that narrative with you. We're done.
What?
You don't get to keep riding.
I'm forcing it with Lizzo. I'm forcing it with Lizzo or everybody else?
I'm just telling you what it is. Y'all fat shame here.
No, hold on.
Y'all fat shame.
No.
Y'all are sexist here. Y'all are homophobic here. Y'all are just everything in the book.
Real quick.
No, you don't even got... Just... When you look in the mirror, I just hope you...
So what do you think about Lizzo putting her fat ass cheeks?
Oh.
What? She has fat ass cheeks.
So now you're calling her a fat bitch.
I didn't say that, but she's fat, yes. She's a BBW all day.
So she's a fat bitch?
No, she's a BBW. All I'm saying is, how do you feel about her sitting them cheeks?
I didn't care that much. I ran with it.
You didn't care that much?
No.
You were such a liar,
That's
bro.
bullshit, yeah. That is so much bullshit.
I literally, no, I'm telling you,
Okay.
y'all was out with I was not with the pitchfork crowd.
I don't know what that is.
No, you been hating Lizzo, but I'm telling you, everybody came out with tiki torches. Is what I meant, not pitchforks.
Because what are you doing?
I'm just saying. You know how many little kids were there that were just.
Oh, stop it.
Nah, that's a whack. I hate when people keep saying.
No.
You don't care about
Right, because when Rihanna was doing it was fine.
Okay,
I know, but I don't care. And what'd you say?
Okay.
When Rihanna was doing it was
She
fine.
didn't do
She
it.
never went to somewhere.
Cause her nipples were out. Cause her big fat ass nipples were out.
Because we would have known.
Fat ass tits were out.
Because we would have known if Rihanna did it naked.
Man. And that. But no, all jokes aside.
Yeah, Shane, I've been reading your tweets about Lizzo. I don't know what you got against fat black women, but I got an idea.
You keep trying to think that narrative. But if you want,
So is she a beautiful fat black woman?
that's not what we're talking about.
No, but that's the question I'm posing.
No.
Okay, and why
That's my
are you
answer.
and white boy? Why are you comfortable with saying that?
Because she's not.
Why's he gotta be a white boy?
Yeah.
Because he
Nice
don't
Nicki
get.
Minaj.
I don't know.
Because
You're privileged.
Yeah, that's what.
You're
Yes,
privileged. That's
yes.
nothing to
How
do with it.
dare you?
No.
Please. Look
So
at
I can't ask you if a
Look
fat
at her.
white
Just
girl.
look at her. If that doesn't make you mad, I get the point.
So what you got to say about her small purse? So she's not beautiful?
No, I do not think that. I don't think she's beautiful.
But why don't you think that?
I'm not attracted to her. I do not think she's
Okay, yeah, I
beautiful.
can't blame you for that. I got an idea of why.
Do you think she's beautiful?
Yes.
Or you think, or,
You're
or no?
lying.
I know because he just said stuff.
just telling you
Because
what
why don't we turn his camera off, y'all? He's like, yeah, dumb fat bitch.
No,
Because that's what you do.
No, I'm not. I don't. I fuck with
And then
Lizzo.
her getting on there crying.
That's what I'm saying. You did it to yourself.
Did what?
She is an attention seeker.
If you can't see it,
Seeker. Wow. So hold on, bro. So you really?
Y'all are missing. Y'all, you know
so she
what?
was.
So you think that her going to the Laker game, like all jokes aside, going to an NBA game with her both cheeks out is appropriate? Like
No.
So
Not
that's
by no-
all.
Not by no means.
And don't people just do that? People don't just do that.
Right. Like no.
Okay, but do you,
Even the biggest attention seekers in the world don't do that.
is it
Rihanna hasn't
okay?
done it.
Is she
Beyonce
an
didn't do
attention
it.
seeker or is she a message sender? What is her goal?
First of all, that's her way of carrying a message.
Yeah. Right. So what would the
What
message?
message
Be?
is
What do
she
you
sending?
What do you think?
I don't know because it's a bad message.
That,
so
that big girls can go to a. No, they can't though, because we can't.
hold on. But first off,
No, don't let him get.
if Azalea Banks came in with that same outfit, she'd be getting killed.
Nicki Minaj. She can't go into a. Are you that?
They would
delusional?
right to go into a Laker game with that. No, they could not.
Yeah, twerk next to
That's
LeBron?
not the point. That's not the point.
No, that's the
And then we talking about Carl Anthony
That's
Towns,
the
like,
point.
I want him, and it's
Yes,
like
but-
Carl Anthony Towns almost threw up. You see him throwing up on the sideline?
See, y'all are just fat shaming. That's what this is about.
You can keep pushing that narrative.
I'm just telling you.
Look at the comment. Look at the first comment, bro. Hold on. I'm a big girl too, sis, but there's a difference between being confident and being trashy. Facts.
Facts, Lizzo.
That's what I'm saying. She's a big girl too, sis.
Yeah.
Y'all got
And if
it.
any of y'all are fans of Lizzo, don't watch the podcast.
I mean, look at that.
What? See.
What does she have?
What?
She's a big fat ass caboose.
See.
I don't like you, bro.
And-
I'm gonna secretly record you.
And she has like one of them.
you-
She has like one of them wall butts, bro.
Okay.
You know it. Like,
See, but that's what the problem
no,
is.
first off, no, it's
You're
not.
mad
That
about
makes it
her
disgusting.
appearance.
No, it's not.
And she
her doing it. If anybody did, that's uncalled for.
But that's
her
not-
making her doing it is disgusting.
But she's the
that's
only one that's done
disgusting.
it. She's the only one that's done it. That's
Right.
the sample size we have.
The audacity to come to the Staples Center.
That-
That's
but
the only sample size we have. You don't understand.
That is such a minute
If we
point
had
that she
4
is
other
making.
people- No, it's not.
Y'all, her whole gimmick is about she's representing for fat women.
But
That's
you
her
can't
whole.
be doing that.
I'm not arguing that point.
I know what she represents. I know what she is.
So I'm saying we gotta admit that there is a double standard.
Duh. but
Okay, that's her
there's
only
not
point.
a double
I don't-
standard when
yeah.
nobody does that.
I was about to say.
Yeah, they do.
No, who?
You're talking about that? Are we talking about the specific
Yes,
incident?
I'm talking about the specific incident.
Or are we talking about
the one
Lizzo?
that she doesn't see anything wrong with.
That's because she is making a bigger point. Her approach about doing
A
it.
bigger point.
See.
I'm just. I can't. I don't understand how
A bigger point. You had to say a bigger point.
her putting her bare ass cheeks.
I'm not gonna let you keep. I mean,
I don't-
maybe. I just thought y'all were smarter, but I guess not.
I'm saying that's a
I
bad.
thought you were smart.
That's a
I
bad
thought you were-
point.
I'm not a fool.
That's a
You're
bad
fool
point. That's a
because
dumbass
you're like-
point.
But you're arguing me about the point. Like I don't agree with the bitch either. I'm just telling you her perspective, and she's right.
No, she's not.
Your perspective and your delivery can be chastised.
Right.
That's correct.
Yes.
The way she is doing her message.
It's wrong.
Okay.
So, nobody's going to disagree with her message.
No, see, that's where you're wrong.
No.
That's where you're wrong. That's where you're lying. People in the world do not realize her point.
Hey y'all, listen. Listen. The same guy who's saying all this.
But you're acting like I got my cake
He's
on.
also told me.
Yes.
And told Shane.
Yes.
Privately.
Yes.
That big girls shouldn't eat sandwiches because they're already big. If anybody doesn't, I still have it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you or did you not?
It was actually on the last podcast.
Right, a little bit. Did you or did you not tell a big girl that she should not eat a...
Don't say that. Don't say I told big girls because you misrepresented my quote. You said I said big girls should not eat sandwiches because they're already big.
Yes.
I did not say that.
What'd you say?
I said a specific big girl.
Why? Why shouldn't she?
But it was because of the girl.
Well, that's weird.
It was because she made me sick. Not because her being big makes me sick.
So she can't eat a sandwich?
No.
Did y'all see this?
Thank you, guys. So if someone asked me that question, that's on there.
What?
off our relationship. They watched our relationship podcast.
What was it? I don't see where you're
At the top, episode 10.
Yeah. So I wrote it in there funny, but basically, so you just start messing with a girl, right? Mm-hmm. When do you feel comfortable, or how serious do you have to be for, if she asks you, hey Shane, how much do you make? Like, what do you say? How do you approach it?
I'm a weird person. I've never been, that's not a big question.
Okay.
What are you hiding?
What, for you to ask? Or
No, for somebody to ask me that.
I'm talking about not just at your, not job, but like, how much you bring in a month, Shane?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why that's a...
Okay.
Oh, you don't understand?
You know what I'm saying?
No, hold on. You don't understand why someone would keep it secret?
Yeah.
So you're saying if someone asks you, it would just be like, you'll tell them what it is?
Yeah.
You don't understand the other side?
I understand that somebody, but guess what? If you're portraying a certain lifestyle, that's the only time it's scary.
Okay.
If you're portraying to live a certain type of way, and then somebody pulls your curtain and they're like, "Hey, how much?"
So do you think any and everybody should ask you that?
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm just asking.
Saying I just don't. To me, it's not a big question or not.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not a.
Yeah.
But that's because I don't.
See,
it'd be different if I was out here like.
No, I got your point, but I'm just saying I just want to know where you stand on that.
To me, it's just not a big. It's not a.
Okay, so can your coworkers ask you that?
I would tell them. But to me, that's something else. That's like, why you're nosy. Who cares? What you want? Why are you asking how much I make?
I doubt.
It's not. You have to the way that I think he's asking it is, at what point am I comfortable divulging what type of
right? And it started off because of the relationship. So if you was just now getting with a girl,
yeah, I understand the whole context of what you're asking.
I would tell a girl how much I made on the first date, because it's not, to me, it's not. It'd be different if I pulled up in a Lamborghini that I went and I rented, and I had on this suit that I rented, and I had on a Rollie that I rented, and I put the whole dinner on my credit card, and the bill was $600. She's like, "Dang, how much you make?" And I'm like, "I make $15 an hour." So I would be afraid to say that because now I look embarrassed.
So I wouldn't tell you the first date or first time.
But why? But why not?
Not because I don't.
But I'm saying, what's the secrecy about that question? I don't get one.
I know. I haven't seen that.
I just literally don't get it.
He called me neutral, man. But this, I understand both because I'm more like you. Like when people ask me how much I make, I'll be like,
tell them,
right,
30K.
Right. I have nothing to. I'm not ashamed of what I make, but I'm definitely not proud. So like I don't.
But I think okay. Y'all know how I think. This is the reason why is because I understand that I'm in a phase. Like I'm building something. this is not what I'm going to do.
No, right,
forever.
Right. And this how I mean that if someone asks me,
$38,000.
if someone asks me, I'll tell them too. But on the first date or second date, why is that even on your mind?
And that's what I'm saying.
So that's why I don't know if
wouldn't even be a first date question to me because it doesn't hold that much weight. I would never. It's just not. Okay, you make 50. It's just how would that? Hey, how much do you make? That holds no value to the first date.
But I think it holds
not a talking point.
But I think it does hold a little bit of value because if you went on a date and you told a girl I make $20K a year, or I make $200K a year, she'll look at you different from them responses. So that's why to me,
depends on how you propose it though.
Not for real.
Nah, because I'm
not talking about you asking her. I'm talking she asking you. Well, how much you make? And one time you said I only make $20,000 a year, or the next time to another girl and you was like, nah, I make like $200,000. Them girls will automatically look at you like one will be like, oh, he got money, and the other one be like, his broke ass.
Right, but it's also the way that you pose the answer. It's the way that you go. If you're like, I'm a firm believer. This is just really how I operate. I'm a firm believer in whatever you do, whatever you say, and this sounds cheesy, but honestly, it's the way I live. Anybody can. I'll say to anybody. Whatever you do or however you live, just do it in confidence. Everything of what you say and how you portray it to people is how they're going to base it. So if you ask me like, hey Shane, how much you make? I'm like, I make 20,000, 21,000. But if you ask me and you're like, Shane, how much you make? And I'm like, I make 20,000, but I mean, that's what I make right now. But I'm building towards something. That's not what I'm always make.
I mean, but you have
a different type of. But it's not. It's not me trying to put it in a certain way. It's how you deem your certain situation.
Yeah, it is for sure.
And more so for me, a girl that really is about something, and a girl that's really. What I think that girl's trying to figure out is how successful you are. If they're asking that question,
I agree.
And the way that you answer that question will be if you're like, I make $20,000 a year, you have no confidence in where you're going. You feel like you're going to be $20,000 a year for forever. Even if somebody say that they make $200,000 a year, you can say that without confidence. If you know that you make $200,000 a year and you didn't earn any of that, you don't feel like I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you make $500,000 a year and it was all gifted to you. If you didn't earn any of that money, you feel that. If you grew up into that, you don't boast around, because in your head I don't care what you say. That's just a life principle. You can't trick yourself.
Now growing up,
like even if you're 25 years old.
Someone dropped 500 bands in my account right now, I'm geeked.
That's fine, but if a girl was like, Hunter, how much money have you made?
500 bands.
Right, and you would say that, you know you didn't work for that.
I don't care. I'd say it with confidence.
That's cool, with confidence. That's my exact point. But somebody that knows that they didn't work for that or isn't smooth enough to maneuver that, they're not saying that with confidence.
Yeah, maybe.
Confidence is the real root. What she's trying to figure out is how confident you are and how successful you are, or how much potential you potentially have. It's how you.
Or she's just a nosy bitch and you want to be a sim anyway.
And you don't want to be with her anyways.
Fact.
So that's what I'm saying.
Now I know where you're going. You're like, why? You're nosy. I don't care even answer the question. So for me, it's not a secrecy thing. It's just like.
And you feel that way around with anybody. If anybody, not just relationships. If anybody.
Yeah, and I would tell them, and I would make them feel like you're nosy.
Right.
I would say I make $40,000 a year. Why do you want to know that?
Right. For what reason?
For what reason?
So what about you?
I think I'm very clear on. I just would say it's none of your business. I would say that to anybody.
Yeah, but I would give you what you wanted, but I'm also gonna let you understand. It's because it's not nothing to me. I want to know why you asked that question. Right. So now I want to hurry up and get to that.
Exactly. So that's what we're gonna get to.
Right. So I make $40,000 a year. Why'd you ask me that?
No, or
how much do you make?
Or there's none of your business. Why are you asking me that?
That too. It's the same.
Okay.
Thing.
Right.
My goal is to get to the. I want.
Right. So, okay. So that's your answer about why,
right.
Huh?
Why? I think I know why, but just why do you?
Oh, you're asking me why?
I know why.
Because
we've already talked about it.
Why do you think
it's
people?
It's the same thing if I ask you to use your phone, like how we were talking about the one day, you'd be like, no, you don't need to use my phone.
Well, that and just. I always. We've talked about this. I've always been taught that it's really nobody's business but between you and your employer of what you make.
Yeah, but you have
unless you're like in a marriage.
Learn to root stuff from who it's coming from and why they're saying it. I've always heard that too.
Right, but
I have an idea of why that was taught. If you're not proud of something, you're going to keep it.
Right, but you can you could be proud of it and still hold that.
It works. I don't think everybody's like you though.
But we're not.
You don't care.
I do think
it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about the fact that, like he said, it's people perceiving you away. Whether you make a lot of money or not, it should be like we all.
I don't agree. I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with what you're saying. I'll let you finish, but I just.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
But I'm gonna let you finish after. Okay. Because I know where you're getting at, and I'm gonna save the people and you some time.
All right.
Number one, y'all can attest to it I literally don't value anybody's opinion that much. So whatever I say, I'm telling you, and I don't care. I'm not hiding nothing. Like I'm not living a certain type of way to where it's like, oh, if I tell them this much, they're gonna think.
Right, but that goes
into it. That's a part of the secrecy thing.
That's
outside of if you're just somebody that you don't want somebody to know your business or.
That's a big. I'm saying you're saying that it could be a secrecy thing.
I'm saying those are the only two things it could be. You're either ashamed, or I'm sorry, there's only three things. You're either ashamed of what you make.
Okay.
You're living a certain type of way to where if you give your real income, it's gonna pull your skirt back, or you just don't care, or you just are like, why, nosy?
Or you have been taught.
That's fine. You've been taught that, but I want to know why they thought that. Because
that I think that's where we're missing what decency is it for somebody to ask you that question?
What determines the decency?
I think,
Because if it's,
I think it's that
to me it's not. It's just
for somebody that you really don't know to ask you that question is a disrespectful question.
It's not.
I
don't think it's disrespectful.
I think we all just agreed that we could see the other person's intention,
but I can also see there's only so many reasons why you wouldn't tell them. There's not.
But you're talking about it from your end of it. I'm talking about from the person asking you. Why would you give the person asking you any pleasure when they're asking an indecent question?
I told you why, because now I want to get to why you want to know.
Fuck the question. My thing is, some people don't want to know because, like you said, how they perceive him, but not nothing about that. I have an uncle who
that's what I'm saying. I mean, rich people. I
actually have a lot of all my family who's wealthy. You wouldn't know they have shit, and they won't let you. My grandma has no idea how much my uncle really makes.
And I think that's
my grandma has his mom.
That's
and the reason why.
And you guys are getting to my point.
No, that's not true, because the perception is, say you have $500,000 in the bank account. You don't think your family's gonna treat you a little different?
That's what I was about to say.
You don't think they'll ask you for? You don't think that could create extra problems? That your cousin or anybody, and you might not care about that. You might not care. Like, well, I don't care. I'm like, oh, no, he didn't earn this, whatever. But that don't mean that it won't create a relationship issue. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, it's none of your business.
What my point was.
Wow.
Is that certain people, they get around certain. They're not always the wealthy person in the world. They're wealthy in some areas. They're wealthy in some circles.
For sure.
But you can trick. The reason why I said it's not service level is because it's how that person thinks. At some point you've either tricked yourself. I don't want to say trick. That's not the right. I can't find the right word in my head. You might have a stigma on what type of money you make in your head, and you might be wealthy within a given circle. But once you leave that circle of people, i.e. your family, if you're talking about whoever it is that you're talking about, once he leaves your family, he might go to another crowd and he's not that wealthy, to where it's just something that he's just done, to where he's like, I don't tell people my income.
Hey, I don't agree with that at all.
I mean, I'm not saying that couldn't.
I'm not saying that that's not a circumstantial thing that happens. That probably. I
know
does
in the
happen.
two situations, I know that them situations that's wrong.
I know that I can be around. I can be around 100 motherfuckers that I know I make more than, and I won't.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a different type of person too.
But I don't know, because I look at it from different perspectives. Like Hunter said, I see the aspect because in being in management and stuff like that, I see the conflict that those discussions cause.
I was talking about, you're taught not to talk income and work just because that's business. Now you done started. What do you mean he makes $17 an hour? I mean that's different.
But life is the same way though.
I thought this originated from a date with a girl.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So that's completely different.
No, it ain't because
it is because that's just business. I actually think that might be a rule in my job that we can't talk income.
You can't.
Right.
But the job won't put that in place because the reason why a job puts that in place, they're running a business, but they're running a business with people.
Right, but you gotta also understand
that's competitive.
It's a competitive environment.
And what is life? Capitalism. Competitive.
That's not what I'm saying, Stephen. I'm saying at my job, there's bankers in my job, we make different incomes.
Yes.
Based off of the work.
Yes.
So if I feel like I'm working harder than you.
Yes.
And we're in the same place.
Oh, okay, I'm following.
But I make less than you.
Right.
Or I make more than you.
Neither
one of us would know, and my manager wouldn't have to deal with it.
Right.
But if you're a girl,
if it's a girl that you're meeting on the first date, that's not the same.
And she makes more than you, like, damn.
But y'all looking at the surface level. The point. But I'm saying no. The point of that is that it's causing conflict because we agreed that the intention. What intention does she have, or does anybody have by asking you that? There's always an intent. So if somebody's asking you that, there's an intent on why they're asking you that.
More on the person asking
well, not true, because the question was, I didn't say the first date. We just talking about that. The question was, when do you think it's appropriate for you to tell your?
Oh, okay, I can answer that.
So you think you have to wait till marriage?
No, not necessarily. It's circumstantial, but if you guys were,
I think if you're living together.
No, I was about to say. Let me give you times. If you're living together and you guys, are trying to plan out bills or finances or something like that, that would be an appropriate manner in which to ask your spouse or somebody you're dating or something. Okay, well, how much do you make?
Well, we already covered that. This is one bank account, anyways. So
I'm talking about before marriage and stuff.
Like he said, living together.
Well, everybody who lives together,
everybody don't live together. Even
I'm not living with nobody that we're not.
But listen, my point is, I've never asked Hunter how much he made. Hunter's never really asked me. But if he did come to me while we're paying bills and ask me, hey, like, how much are you bringing in? You might have said that before one time when we were trying to pay bills or something.
I'm not living with somebody I don't know how much money they make.
Okay, but I think that's an appropriate.
I'm saying you could, but I'm saying I'm not doing it.
Why?
Because I need to know.
If you know for what reason?
Because the type of person I am, you're not about to be sitting in my house talking to me if you're saying, hey, bro, I don't got the money for rent this month.
Oh, hold on, brother. That's a whole different thing.
No, but I'm saying that's why I need to know going in on the front.
Yeah, but
because if that comes up, I'm not doing that. But that's not coming up under my.
I don't count people's pockets at all.
That's fine. I don't count people's pockets that don't live with me. You're not going to live with me and then talk about you don't got money and I see you spending money, blah blah blah. We're not.
Yeah, but you can't.
Because now you're affecting my life.
But you can't set.
No, you counting people's pockets.
Huh? I have after the fact. I don't go in.
I'm not saying you didn't have a good reason to.
But I'm saying I want you can't go into it with that intent.
No, but I'm telling you I can, and that's what would happen.
Okay, I guess I shouldn't use the word you can't. I in my opinion, you shouldn't go into it counting people's pockets.
Because that's how I'm not getting put in a bad situation for someone else.
Okay. Anyways, more to it.
For me to go into that blind, for me to go into that without even knowing would be my fault if something was to happen.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
So me and you getting a
because if I get that's like you wanting to move in with me and you
tell me, hey brother, I need $1,000 for bills for everything, and I tell you, no problem, I got that.
Exactly. And with how can I ask that of you and I don't even know how much money you're bringing in?
Yeah, but that's a specific question. So you're specifically...
Well, that would come down to the relationship of the person.
That's what I'm saying.
So if it's just some random person, or if it's...
The person would be moving in.
Right. Okay, not random person.
Let's just clear it. Let's be very, very fucking clear.
If I move in the house with you two, I need to know how much money y'all make.
Okay, so we're... Okay.
That's crazy.
No,
yeah, that is crazy. That's crazy.
I need to know how much money y'all make.
That's crazy.
Because if you're looking at me and I bust my ass, and you're like, bro, I don't got the money this month, it would be different. Now, if I know how much money you make and I'm going into it, and you're like, hey, keeping it real, this is how much money I make. You might have to do this on the. I need to know that on the front.
Yeah, but once we were like, hey, well, me and Stefan's been living together for 2 years. There's not been one time me or Stefan's ever like, hey,
that's
I got
fine. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
But I'm saying that. But that's what I'm saying. So what would the fact that
and just other stuff going on? Like I don't want to live with somebody. I know that I don't want to buy it. I don't want to do stuff knowing that you're dead broke because you paid all the bills because you capsized everything that you had because you wanted to move in.
I
don't want that type of.
I got your point. I got your point.
Even for stuff like that, I'm not even on the side of you won't be able to carry your load. Like then that now makes me feel bad when I walk into the house and
but you're not doing yourself any favor.
Like I need to buy you groceries. Now I feel like I need to. Hey Hunter, I'm at Taco Bell. Do you want something? Because I know you don't. I'm not doing that.
Trust me.
I would need to know that on the front end.
I understand, but
so you're saying I know the type of person I am. It wouldn't work because I'm a reactive type of person. Now it's going to cause a conflict because I didn't go into it asking and now something has come up and I'm like, nah, bro, like, what do you mean you don't got money for rent this month? I just saw you buy.
No, I'm not. Trust me, if the same scenario happened to me, I'd be doing what you talk about.
Yeah, but the way that you prevent that on the front end is you go into it. It's almost like it's not a marriage. It's almost like a contract. Like, once you're living in the same house under the same roof, and y'all are paying for certain stuff, y'all need to know. I'm not saying you need to know how much money is going in and out of that house. And I'm not saying down to the dollar, but you need to know if something happens, how much money you need to have tucked to the side. So if something does happen, it's not catastrophic for everybody. Like I just feel like that's bad business. I feel like that's moving. That's like a business moving.
So if I told you said, hey, I need to know how much you make, and I'm like, for what? And you're like, well, we need $1,000 for bills, for rent, for every. Just say call it $1,000, and I'm like, well, Shane, I make triple that. I bring home triple that in a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I would have to take your word. I would.
That's all. I mean, you have to take my word if I said I make $7,000. You requesting W-2s?
That's what I was saying. Like I don't
being too literal. That's not.
But I mean, how?
I'm talking. I mean, why would you like?
Because that's what I'm saying. The underlying thing is if if you're moving in with somebody, yes, it's like partially a business, but mostly in those cases, it will be more so a relationship thing. So like what me and Hunter was saying is,
I was saying basically before you would ever even consider moving in with somebody, you would already
considered other things.
Consider the thing that he can pay bills, right? I mean, you wouldn't even consider moving in with him.
But that's not everybody.
I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about everybody.
I'm not talking about us three. I'm talking about just there's certain friends I would not move in the house with.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't care if you say, "Hey, bro, I'm good for rent. Can I move in with you?"
Oh, see, yeah, I thought.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying you're wrong in that aspect. There's definitely some friends.
Nah, bro, I know how you give it up. I need to know.
You're definitely right in that.
I need to know
for sure.
what type of money you're bringing in here. I don't even really know what you're spending money on, but I need to know how much money is coming into this house. If we're supposed to be splitting bills and stuff like that, what if you make $9 an hour? I might be cool with you moving in. I just need to know what type of workload.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I was saying is if you don't think that somebody that would know you would lie with your stance being that, if your stance is that you don't think they would just lie to you, I mean, why wouldn't they? I would.
I mean, they would lie, but that's also now once that problem arises, I can
you can go up in their jaw for lying.
That's what I'm saying. You told me that you had this X amount of money.
But
now, if you lied to me, that's a different. We weren't as cool as I.
But I'm saying when you start counting people's pockets, it could work either way because even if I told you I made.
You can lie. That's not what I'm saying.
No. If I didn't lie and I was making good money, that same situation can occur. And if you're counting my pockets, you would still be looking at me like.
Not if everything's paid for.
I'm saying I make good enough money. There's sometimes some fucking way where rent is like
right, and that's when me and you would have a problem.
But it's like how?
Because it's like why I don't understand.
Because things happen. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they do.
Things don't just happen.
Yeah, they do.
They don't. You don't have that much shit going. Like car breakdown, and you know what, you might be right. But next time the lease comes up, I know now.
But that is.
I'm not doing that.
There is nobody on earth that is paying rent and shit like that.
I already told y'all. I think.
What?
I'm not living that close to my to house stuff to my ends.
Okay.
If a car breaks down, it shouldn't be detrimental to me paying rent. That's not how I would live. If I know where I need to be at, and I mean, I guess it's proven. I've been living with my mom for, like, it's not. For me, that's just something. That's how I live. I understand. I don't want a tire to go out to be the decision of me paying a light bill or me paying rent. I don't want something like that to happen to where I don't have to live that comfortable.
Right. I mean, I got it, and that's in a perfect world, and like
it's
that.
Not a perfect world. No, that's just however you.
No, that's dope. But I'm saying for everybody, that ain't the case.
It's not. We're not talking about everybody.
No, I'm saying. So, what I'm saying is like knowing what you know. Like if
this is my main reason for why I need to know what type of income we make. Combined how much of our income?
Yes.
DTI, right? In the bank, debt to income, right? So, how much of our income is close to our bills?
Okay.
If it's this close, I'm not moving in with you, because if something happens, that's going to now put me in a bad situation. If something happens to me, that's now going to put all the pressure on you.
Exactly, but
that's just bad business. That's just, you wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't do that, but I'm saying I wouldn't do that. Because
I'm saying that
now our friendship is up because of money.
But it shouldn't be, and B.
But you understand, bro.
But B, I'm saying that's unrealistic.
That's not unrealistic.
Yes, that is. You would be in the minority. And I'm not saying you're wrong. No one's wrong in this case. I'm saying your case would be in the minority of you being able to move.
Because a lot of people have bad management. I'm not saying I manage my money better, but it just makes more sense to not live that close to how bills and stuff go. And the only way that I would know how, if you know a better way, the only way that I would know how to make sure that I cover my ass going into it is to understand how much money is going into that house on a monthly basis. And that's not me asking you how much money you make without me telling you. That's us having more of a mature conversation. Hey, before we move into this house, we need to all sit down together. This is how much money is coming into this house. This is how much in bills that we have.
Right, but what are you writing out in bills?
Huh?
What do you when y'all write out your bills? What are you taking into account?
I mean, just the essentials, lights, rent.
Right, but I'm saying
gas,
so.
stuff like that. I'm not talking about cable and stuff like all that stuff is.
No, and I'm saying so. What happens when life happens?
Life happens, but that's how you have to make sure that you have enough money put away, or you have that's when you don't live in a super nice house. If something like that was to take you out the game, there's people.
It don't necessarily take you out the.
There's some people that live in big nice houses, and I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I know y'all are more savvy than that, but there's people that live in big nice houses that mortgage themselves to death to where once a dog needs a vet shot, they can't pay their mortgage. That's just bad. That's just bad business. That's just not how you would.
Right, but what I'm saying is you're making it so black and white. Like what happened?
That's the crazy thing is money management is black and white, bro.
But no, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It really is.
No, it's really not.
It's not.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Going forward, because now if something were to happen, now you're in a bad situation. But if you lived in somewhere, I don't care how much. I know y'all are doing good. I don't care if your rent was $1,200, and if y'all decided to now, you know what, I don't need to live in that nice house right now. I can go live somewhere and where rent is $450. You now have $700 to where if something were to happen, it's not that catastrophic. Now, if something else happened, like you need medical, like something crazy like that, but I think I'm just being a little bit more realistic. Obviously, stuff like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But more times than not, people's bad money management is not because of a catastrophic thing.
I think majority of people.
I'm talking about get in a car wreck and you not have $140,000 in debt.
I'm saying I think a majority of people's debts is from anybody that would be telling you that bills and stuff like that they had it all accounted for. Majority of people's debts will be.
I wouldn't agree with that.
Bro,
statistics will just tell you that that's not true.
Well, I don't know the statistics, I guess, but I do know from experience that. Would you not agree that miscellaneous shit just suddenly starts to happen?
Miscellaneous stuff does not happen.
Miscellaneous stuff is expensive.
Well, no, that's not true.
No, that's true.
Bro, let me give you an example.
Catastrophic.
Let me give you some examples. You get sued for $20,000.
That's catastrophic.
No, that's not.
That's not a.
Okay,
I'm saying
you wreck your car.
That's not catastrophic.
How's it not? You got to get a new car, or else you don't go to work. Like that stuff. That's everyday stuff that happens in life. Okay, your mom gets sick.
Well, no, he still has a point because then all that stuff you was wasting your money on before your car thing, you could have saved up for that rainy day.
Oh, but
a lot of people don't.
And it still puts you in a situation. It's still, unless you established, which I said you would be in the minority of people, because everybody doesn't have that luxury to establish 15s of thousands of dollars to when they move out, they're okay. Some people raised up shitty, move out when they got a chance to move out, and they're living check to check. So the line is already that thin.
Choice.
That's
a choice.
That is. Some people could be homeless. I guess.
Or you can just listen where rent is a lot. Don't look at me like that's a
Yes,
fact.
I'm looking at you like that.
Why?
Because you're not being realistic again. You're not being realistic again. Okay.
How is that not realistic?
Okay, Shane. I can give you examples.
You don't have to live in the ghetto.
Huh?
But if you want to,
or you could be growing up working and you can get kicked out of your fucking parents' house.
That's fine, but you don't have to go in.
It don't matter. That line already started thin. That's what I'm saying. You didn't get a chance. The goal would be Shane. The goal would be. I'm telling you, bro. The goal would be to be raised, have your parents help you out while you're being raised, save up money. But unfortunately, for a lot of fucking people, that ain't the case. I got 12 brothers.
I'm not talking about that.
But
I'm not talking about that.
Okay,
I'm talking about the decision once you move. Where do you move?
That doesn't matter. Even if it's 400.
That matters a lot.
How?
Because if you move somewhere to where your rent is $800, or whereas you could have lived in a hotel. You could have lived in a hotel.
But the line is already
$200.
And the line is already still that thin. What part of that don't you get?
$600 that you did not have. That you now have.
No, that's not how that works. That's not how that.
You're not making a point, bro.
Yes, it is.
You're not making a point.
I can give you numerous examples, dude.
I can give you two, and I bet they all have bad money management. Period.
Okay. Can I finish with? Can I finish with the? Can I? Okay. Can I finish with the whole thing?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a bad point. But go ahead.
Okay. You're growing up. You get kicked out of your parents' house. The line's already immediately thin.
Wait, let's stop.
It's
there.
already
you get
thin.
kicked out. What do you do?
Huh?
What do you do when you get kicked out?
You move to Ronez.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you moved to Rones. The line is, you never got a chance to start. You're living check to check already. So the line is already that thin. Let a miscellaneous bill come. Let somebody get sick. Let you get into a wreck to where if you got to get a car.
Talking about you're talking about like a kid and then being kicked out, or a grown ass man.
Anybody. It doesn't matter. That's besides the point. You, again, I said you would be in the minority, which is you're blessed and you should be thankful.
I'm not even talking about me.
I'm just saying anybody in the position to say, when I move out, the line won't be thin for me. That's the key. That's the goal. That's awesome. But for everybody, I know from fucking experience that's not always the case. You could be forced to be out with no money, and the line already started.
Which I would deem as catastrophic.
Okay,
I didn't know you were talking about 17 years old.
But that happens.
Kicked out the house. That's not what I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about.
But that's the majority. That's our society. Jane, that is our society.
Out their house at 16.
You don't necessarily got to be kicked out of your house. That's not always the case. You could be living in a shitty. You could be. Just look around.
Yeah, but a lot of people move out before they have to.
I'm not agreeing with you. Bro.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be kicked out. That's them wanting to be on their own and they don't have to.
Or you wanted to go to college.
Oh, okay.
Or you wanted to.
Okay.
There's a
So that'd be
okay.
I don't care what.
Everything's a choice.
Unless something catastrophic, like you being kicked out of your home.
But why does the line have to end at that? Why is that the bar? Why is that the bar? What difference is it for being kicked out?
What other thing would happen?
Huh?
What other thing would happen?
Your parents can get evicted.
Right, catastrophic.
Shane, but that's the reality.
Majority of people.
Shane, you're. That's the reality for majority of the people. You're in the minority.
It is not.
So I don't understand. How is everybody living how the fuck they live?
Because of bad money, it's just taught bad. They see what they learn, and it was never corrected. They just do what they see. That's just a fact. That's just.
Yes. Okay. You're a product of your parent.
Right.
So if your parents were in a bad, it's inherited. Like. Economic struggle and economic success is inherited already. So yes, if your parents were struggling, you're more likely to struggle. You want to know why? Because when you started, the line is already thin. You're already living check to check every day. So how is that?
Where the issue arises.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That's not.
Yes, how? I don't understand.
I think that money management is a big key,
but you have to, and you got to be top money management.
That's true.
Unless something crazy happens,
you have to be top money management.
I think there's a more crazy stuff happens than you think.
I don't care what y'all say. Catastrophic shit like you getting evicted or getting kicked out of your house is not the norm.
No, not even just that. Because I don't deem anything happen in my life catastrophic. Nothing.
I'm not even talking about this.
I know we're not. But I'm saying for me, I've done had just crazy dumb setbacks for no reason. And I wouldn't nothing catastrophic.
That's what I'm saying. I know I live the most simplest motherfucking life that I could possibly live. And sometimes shit be happening and it'd be like, damn, I'm going to be short on money somewhere.
Yeah, but, I mean, if we really want to talk about...
Yes, you can get into money management.
Okay.
But I'm saying I do also understand from on-site thing, knowing that a lot of people are placed in a lot of bad decisions, bad places.
My thing was, even if you do manage money management is good. When I worked at the bank, when I went through everything, when I did that, my money management was great. And then all a matter of 3 months, I had to pay.
Why though?
3 different reasons.
But what's the main one?
Bankruptcy. I guess
your house burned down.
Yes. Yes.
But you're acting like catastrophic things aren't the norm. I'm so confused.
Catastrophic is catastrophic.
Yes, Shane, but the reality for most people is that's what happens. I
don't care what you say. You can go to the internet.
Anybody will tell you. Anybody will tell you.
It's just not the norm. Everybody wants to talk about the thing that happened, but not the 200 things that happened before that led up to that.
No,
right,
that could have led up to that.
I agree.
You want to talk about that one? That's cool. That thing that happened is true. I feel bad for you. That your car broke down. That is a thing that happens in life. But why? Nobody wants to talk about the 500 bad financial decisions that you made going up to that. You didn't need to go to Cali.
Right.
You didn't need to buy a pound of weed. Yes. You didn't need to buy that Xbox. You didn't need to furniture
Yes.
Because you want it for whatever reason. I'm not chastising nobody, but I hate when people do stuff like this and then they get to some point in their life and now they're like, oh, pity me, catastrophic. That's fine. That's a true thing. But what you didn't do is up to that point you had to have cable.
That's
you
not,
had
that,
to.
That's
you're talking about.
You're talking about the exception.
I just literally don't care what you say.
Because you're talking about the exception. Majority of people live below the poverty line. I don't understand.
Because majority of the people don't have good money management. That is a statistic.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But when you are born into a fucking family that lives below the, you are already susceptible. The stats show you're already susceptible to be in poverty.
You can't change anything. I don't care.
Yes, you can, but that will be then you will be in the minority. You're in the minority. But people are born into poverty.
But catastrophic things are not the norm.
Yes, it is.
You being in poverty is not catastrophic.
Yes, that is. Yes, that is.
Financial decisions that were led up to you.
How's that not catastrophic?
Because it's just that's consequences. That's repercussions.
It's still catastrophic. It's still catastrophic.
No, it's not. If you can see something coming, it's not catastrophic. I don't care. If you don't put oil in your car and your engine blowing up, that's not catastrophic.
But that's if
you could have said that was going to happen.
Okay, but you're not when you're.
I don't care what you say, bro.
Yes,
you're dumb. I don't care.
When
if you don't put something, that is.
I literally don't understand.
If you don't pay bills in your house for 4 months and you get evicted, that's not catastrophic. You could have seen that coming.
But you're okay.
If you don't pay your bills, and the cut off. If you don't show up to work and you get fired, that's not catastrophic. Things lead up to stuff.
Yes, but you are talking about people that are now at an age to where they are responsible for their finances. I'm telling you, more often than not, people are born into poverty. So when you're born,
that whack ass shit.
How? When you're born into poverty, the line is already so fucking thin. Okay. And you would be in the minority once again, to come up out of it. You're being privileged to say. To make it, yes, you are. Yes, you.
Because I make good decisions. It's not privilege.
Huh? Yes.
Because I make good decisions. That's privilege.
You're making. You don't understand. So you're telling me people that are born into poverty and stuff like that, they made bad decisions.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, but who taught them those bad decisions?
Their parents. I don't know where it was learned.
So, but you will agree it was learned?
Yes.
Okay, so were they already at a disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, so it's economic struggle, something that is inherited, passed down?
Yes.
Okay,
I don't get what you're getting at.
Because life is a race, and I don't know if you know, but
I know.
Okay, so the country was set up for certain people.
Here you go.
No, it ain't. Here you go. It's capitalism. Certain people were set up to fucking fail, and certain people were set up to win. Okay, from the beginning of time. I don't know if you know that. And that's how poverty works. It's generational. Just like being rich is generational.
I'm not rich.
I'm not saying you're rich, but some people are rich, and the goal in life is to be generationally rich. Why is that? To set your kids up. Why? Because that matters, apparently. So on the other hand, certain people have been set up to where their kids are going to struggle because they're so fucking broke.
We're not talking about that.
Well, some people are put in a lot better position.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know why you keep saying surface level shit.
That's not.
So you got to take that into account. Majority of the people that you know.
So do you think I was put in a better situation? Let's talk about it.
No.
Do you think I was put in a better situation?
I'm not talking about you specifically. I don't know. I'm just saying that your comments.
But what I'm telling you,
comments are coming off privilege.
I don't care. They would come off privilege if I was privileged. I was put in probably the same situation as you was. I don't care. You're not about to negate the shit that I did that was good to put me in the situation I am now. I don't care. I don't roll like that.
Okay, but again, that's an inherited belief that something. You don't bro. That's the point in raising kids and setting them up and having a good parent. But you're eliminating that aspect. That's the most important aspect. Okay, if you don't have a parent that knows anything about financial literacy, you're in danger already because your parents don't fucking know that and they're supposed to teach you. But if your parents don't know nothing and they don't teach you, the line is already thin, is what I'm saying. So you move out.
You're going off of pure ignorance.
Yes, I'm telling you that. But I'm telling you.
What I'm arguing. If you understand what I'm saying. I'm not arguing pure ignorance.
That most
obviously,
people.
if you were never taught something, I don't expect you to know something. But so most people know right or wrong.
No, but would you say financial literacy isn't taught much? Is it?
What I'm saying is, a lot can happen. That's not catastrophic. That's not catastrophic.
There's a lot that you can do to prevent.
Yes,
100% agree.
Yes.
That's why I said both of them play.
Problems can be prevented.
I'm just saying
that aren't catastrophic.
Like you said, when I could live with my mom, I did live with my mom because it was the smart decision to save money.
Right.
It was the smartest decision.
Right.
Why wouldn't I?
And why'd you move out?
I was kicked out.
Okay.
So I was kicked out. I had to pay within the year. My money management was good. I had money. I had more money. I had over 10,000.
I'm not talking about you guys.
But I know. Well, I'm not talking about nothing. I'm saying this is I'm a living example.
You guys are in there, and I wouldn't put it as catastrophic because I know you guys don't look like that. But that is not a normal thing that happens to, especially 20-year-olds.
Maybe not the bankruptcy and shit, no, but the fact that I'm saying my money management, before all that, I had okay money, but then when I just like right now, I'm not saying it would happen, but right now if your mom was like, you're done, get out of here, go find a new place, go do all that, you have to figure out a car situation, like you're saying, you have to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 right now off getting a car, security.
And y'all about to sound, y'all know, and I'm glad that y'all are my boys, because y'all know how I would do it. I would go live in a hotel before I went and spent $5 on a house.
What, $5? Well, of course not, but I'm saying living in a hotel, that's cost a lot of money.
Not more than living on the north side. Not even close.
I mean, but you're talking about, I get it, and that's you would be trying to make the smart decisions, but when
a lot of people don't want to, and that's what I'm saying. Some people want to live comfortable, and that's cool. That's not my argument. But what I'm saying is, you want to live comfortable, and you want to do that, and then something happens. Don't blame it on poverty and whatever you were raised, because you made certain decisions that led up to that point.
Yes, but you could
prevent it.
Okay, but
you don't know what's going to happen.
In that same situation that he gave you, you're also eliminating again factors that what if the only place you can get is the 725 place. That's the only place on the
that's not true.
Shane, that's reality. It is too, bro. I can download Zillow right now. I can download Zillow right now and show you that fucking Roos bought every single place in here, and they're charging $800 for the most shitty houses.
Well, I can do it right now, and I can show you houses that are $400.
And you don't get
actually, matter of fact, I'm glad you just said it.
Okay, and then you don't get approved. Then what? Where are you sleeping? Where are you going? I'm saying desperate times, that shit is more reality than you're acting like in a perfect world.
That's not perfect world.
Yes, it is.
That's not perfect. Living in a hotel is not perfect. I don't know what you mean.
But you can't always just do that. You can't just live in a hotel. You can't just go get a 425 house like during desperate times. You don't think a million other people are desperate right now looking for that 425 house? Like, shit happens. What if you have a kid?
They're both valid points, because even then still, even the poor person who grew up in poverty, Shane's still right in the fact that
yes, you're ultimately responsible.
And well, not even that, because I guarantee that people are looking. He's saying y'all probably have that Xbox. Y'all probably ate out to eat a lot.
Yeah, but I can't account for that.
But
that's what majority of people are.
But you can't.
You can. You don't need.
Okay, so what do you have right now that you don't need?
A lot. What are you talking? I don't get what you're saying.
But I'm saying but I know not to penalize people that the ignorant.
Nobody was penalizing by it until you said something.
No, because you made it seem like
you took it that way. Because all I said was you things that lead up to certain things happen, right? That there's consequences for actions and there's repercussions for actions, or good or bad.
Right, but I said you're not taking into account miscellaneous things that happen. Because the whole point was us trying to figure out people's wages and stuff like that. And I said I don't really count people's pockets. I mean, yes, it'd be nice to know, whatever, if you're in a business relationship with a friend or somebody, how much they're making to make sure that they're cool. But you also got to be realistic sometimes when shit. Like if Hunter, I know Hunter makes decent money. He knows I make decent money. But if I tell him nigga, this light bill gotta wait. Yeah. He ain't gonna look at me all sideways. He's gonna understand, because you've been in situations where shit fucking happens. I might have just had to spend $500 reckless dollars on some shit.
I'm saying, I know when I do that, I know it's my fault, because I know, like what Shane was just saying. I didn't. Like I told you, the amount of weed I bought when I first here, it was ridiculous.
Right.
There's no other blame for me when I say I'm broke. That's me. Like that part is where my money management was shitty. Right, so that's how I'm looking at both perspectives, because I at one point in time I had money. I had
right, but you got
and you get crushed. But then I've also been in this position where I say I'm broke now, but Shane's like, well, and I tell myself I shouldn't be broke. These were bad decisions by me.
Right.
If I didn't make these bad decisions beforehand, I wouldn't be so broke right now.
Right.
And that's just what it is.
Right. But
so I feel like everybody spends outside their means.
Yeah.
So if you don't get the stuff that you don't absolutely need beforehand, before it comes to desperate measures, you might be okay.
Right, but that's with financial literacy. Everybody's
I wasn't
not.
operating off of people don't know about finance.
But you got to, because that's what real. That's
if you want to go back to that, then yeah.
because that's real life. I mean,
Well, people should teach yourself.
But all that is a mute point because it's not reality. Reality is you're not taught that.
I think a lot of people chalk that up.
Can y'all admit that you're not taught financial literacy?
That's not what I'm saying. But once you get to a certain age, you know.
Yeah, but
I'm not talking about you know how to build millions, but you know.
You're able to.
And I'm not playing that game with you. People know.
I'm telling you the reality.
Well, you are taught to save your money. You're taught to save your money. I was.
Huh?
I was.
Yeah.
So
But you got to be taught how to save your money.
Yeah.
People know financial literacy. That's why I'm not doing it.
Who, me?
With you. Yeah.
Me myself? Yes, I know financial literacy.
So,
but y'all are.
I'm not trying to get part, but I'm saying.
But I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about I'm talking about 14-year-old girls that get raped that got to raise a kid. Like, what do you mean? That's reality. That's more reality than our situation. Like, y'all sound so fucking privileged.
You sound.
That is more reality than our situation.
You sound like something else.
There's more people who spend their money on dumb stuff.
I'm not letting you get that off.
That's the main thing.
No, it's not.
Of course, there's people who are putting.
But y'all are still missing the financial literacy part of it.
No.
I don't get what part y'all don't understand.
No, I understand, but what I'm telling you is I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
At a certain age, yes, do you become responsible for? You're always responsible ultimately for your decisions, but y'all are taking away the aspect that people aren't taught that.
Okay, were you taught that?
What?
Financial literacy.
I wasn't taught that.
No, I mean, you can learn it.
I know you can. That's why I'm asking. So were you taught that?
No.
How'd you learn it?
I think I got a little bit of common sense. I think
everybody has common sense.
I think I learned from a lot of things.
I think that not everybody, but the majority of people, by the time they're 18, 19 years old, they know how to save money. They know how to.
No, that's false.
They might not want to. They might not want a budget. They might not have the discipline. Okay,
so that's learning. You can't just say know how to save money because that's a blanket statement. People don't majority of people don't know how to save money. It's a thing to learn how to save money. You have to learn how to save money. You can save money, but learning how to save money is two different things. You don't just save money. You got to learn how much to put back, how much you should be spending, how to budget. You got to learn those things.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't learn those things. A lot of people weren't taught those things. A lot of people don't have enough time, weren't given enough time to be taught those things. That's the reality, y'all. I don't know what y'all see around America, but that's the reality. A lot of people are pushed out the nest before they get to stay into the nest and learn these things.
Yes.
We would be in the minority who either have common sense and learned it ourselves, but more times often than not in society, in this capitalist society, I don't know if y'all understand, but it's a construct that was designed this way to keep the rich rich and keep poor people poor.
Yes.
Financial illiteracy. Okay? So that is the design system of America. It just is what it is.
What was the main point?
Learning your people's finances and stuff like that. And I was saying, even if you learn that, you got to take into account miscellaneous things that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Which they just do.
But we can all agree that
people could be more financial literate. Yes.
Or people, yes. But like I said, I hold people to a different state. I hold people to, if you don't know, teach yourself. With all the internet, with all the access right now.
I'm not even talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about When we can stop all that, people know.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do.
That's all we need to say.
They do.
That's all we need to say.
They do, but you're looking at it after the fact. After the fact. The damage was already done when they didn't know. What part of that are you missing? Once you're born, if you're born into a financially illiterate parent that doesn't teach you these things, the damage is already done. Now, if you overcome that, that's a different story. You're a part of the minority once again. You overcome it. You did it. Good job. But the damage was already done. Why do y'all think it's so important to build generational wealth?
I think a lot of that comes with discipline.
It's all discipline.
And these are things you are taught, y'all. These are things you are taught.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
You're taught it, but it's not to that magnitude to where you.
So we're negating. We just don't believe in.
Well, I'm telling you right now,
anything, right?
I didn't say that.
So why was the? I just want to know. I just want to know what was America's original plan? Because I just want to know.
I don't know. I'm talking about this.
I want to know. I want to know. What's the deal on slavery? Like, why? What is the meaning of slavery? Why?
I mean, to keep people enslaved.
But for what reason? Why did America enslave African Americans? And this ain't just specifically about black people. I'm just trying to get you into the psyche of how generational economics work.
You have to understand. I understand that.
So that's all you need to know then. Because if they knew that and they put that in place, that means that they knew the value of it and how important that is. Or else they wouldn't have did some big ass enslavement of people if it wasn't that valuable, or if they didn't know something.
Keep it a whole buck with you. I think some of that is a cop out.
For who?
For people.
For me to say, or for that to happen?
For people to say that.
So you don't believe?
That's not what I'm saying.
So what was the ultimate?
Easy cop out.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's you could say. I mean, people will say it's an excuse. I'm not.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying it's easy.
I'm just telling you. I'm just saying when I see something, like when I see a construct build, like when I see a society do something, I'm saying, the person that was in charge of that knew something that we didn't know.
Sure.
Or else they wouldn't have designed it. Okay? So I'm saying if they designed it to be that way, then that means that there was an importance on generational wealth. If there's an importance on generational wealth and they start people off poor, then that means...
Bro, you aren't, it's not that high level.
Yes,
it's that high level in the grand scheme of things.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's the trick.
So going all the way back to the initial argument. Cool. That's whatever. That's stopping millionaires.
Because that matters. That matters. It matters the most. It matters the most.
I don't think
it matters the most.
I just literally don't think so.
It's the difference between being royalty and being...
We're not even talking about royalty. We're just talking about living somewhere, living below
and it's hard to do that when you're breaking... And it's hard to do that when you're breaking generational curses is what I'm telling you.
That's true. It's harder for us. That's a fact.
Okay, so again, to my point, most people are starting off at a thin line is my whole point. Some people are starting off with a silver spoon, as they say.
Yeah, but I don't like when people do this and they.
I'm not making excuses for nobody.
Like
you're ultimately responsible for your decisions. I'm just saying. My point was you're sounding privileged by not taking that into account. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Privileged.
I'm not saying you are privileged specifically.
I don't care how I'm sounding, but I'm telling you this: I'm not. And
I believe you. I don't call you privileged.
And we can talk about me. I know stuff like that.
Okay.
I purposely put myself.
I know your mentality.
But that's what I'm saying. So for you to say privilege, I need you to stop saying that because it's not privileged thinking. I don't think it's privileged thinking that I maneuvered a certain way.
I didn't say privileged thinking or anything.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying somebody else.
We already talked about this. You have overcome whatever happened. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. That's your personality, and that's great, and that's why you're successful. But I'm saying the fact of the matter is, that when you negate all that, which I'm not saying that you didn't know all that, but your comments negates all that.
It doesn't. I'm
just
saying this is why I think it doesn't, because it's something that's not. It's not like something that you need to be taught. Like you. It's just discipline, bro.
That is
I just feel like it's just natural human nature. Like you didn't need to go to Taco Bell. Like you knew that. You knew that.
But I'm saying to diagnose a problem, you got to start from the beginning.
For sure. If you want to go all the way back to slavery, I mean, you know how. I'm not saying that.
And that's where you got to.
I think it is. I think.
This what we were talking about was very, very, very minute.
I think you're arguing the same point in just different ways.
I'm not saying that because I'm not arguing his point.
No, I'm saying and I know you're not, but I'm saying in different ways. I think you're saying the lines are different, and he's saying he knows, but if you still budget and I don't like the way you're putting that, because that goes against his, because now all he has to say is, yeah, well, what if you don't get the chance to budget, is what he's saying. What if you were raped at whatever age? What if you were kicked out your house and you never get the chance to set up a budget because you're always playing from behind? What I'm saying is, well, I don't believe
there's any circumstance out there. There's very, very small. I don't believe that the overall average of people get started off that bad. Like that catastrophic, bro, to where you can't. Your credit is jacked up. Nobody like 18. The normal 18-year-old does not start off that bad. That bad, to where you can't go get it. You can't go get something because I remember you said like, well, what if you can't get approved? What if you can't boom boom boom? What if you can't do this?
Shame, bro.
You can find somebody to co-sign. Like you can do. You gotta bust. It might be harder for you to do it, but you don't have to. You don't. Trust me, bro. It's not easier to go out. It's never going to be easier to get the nicer things. Actually, hold on. Let me rephrase that. It's always going to be easier, more comfortable to get the nicer things.
Okay.
I'm not telling you all that. I'm just thinking out loud. What most people don't want to do is digress from that and live below their means because it's not what they want to currently do. Therefore, they may go somewhere. There's always going to be a better option for you. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you live in a shack and you pay $100. You can go find somebody. And this is, I hate saying stuff like this because I don't personally think I would do this, is what I'm saying.
That's why
I was never put in this situation. That's why I'm not even arguing that. But you can go and theoretically, there's always going to be a way for you to be able to pull back a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
I got that, but
and I'm not talking. Trust me, I have sympathy and empathy for people that were started off just horribly wrong. Like they just never get it. Their mom was using their credit for lights and stuff like that. So when they turn 18, they don't have the credit to even go and do anything. I'm not even talking about those people. I'm talking about the normal. You can encompass those, but I guess I'm more so talking about savvy people.
But
I'm more so talking about people our age that wasn't started off that bad and are damn near.
And again, and that's what I'm saying is you would have to categorize them and select and point them specific people out. Because what I'm telling you, my belief, I don't know how y'all are believing this, but majority of the people are the line has already started then. That's
financial literacy is not taught to damn near nobody in America.
Okay, so you would agree that
even white America.
You would agree that most of the time the line is thin. You would agree that most people in America 90% are living.
of people in a room.
My parents have lived check to check. Your parents have lived check to check. Your mom lives check to check. But I'm saying, so the line is already thin for a lot. If I had a kid right now, I'm sorry, but the line is thin for my kid. My point is majority. I'm saying my point is majority of people in America. The line is they live check to check already, so the line is already thin. The line is already thin for most people. I'm saying the minority of people they have a little bit of space. They can relax a little bit. But I'm saying for most of us, 90% of us, the line is already thin. Our parents live check to check, so we're statistically more likely to live check to check. You would be in the minority to survive that and be like a Shane and be smarter and outmaneuver. I'm saying that's the minority. That's the special kid. But the majority of people don't ever recover from that. They never got a chance. They never learned. They never did anything. They was raised like that. They were raised poor. They was raised surviving. I was raised surviving, like not eating something. Like I know, and then you turn 18.
It's just hard for me to cope with that because I was raised the same way. I think if I
right, but you overcame it.
Right, but
you got to give credit to yourself for overcoming it. You can't look.
How you say all the time. I don't give myself that much credit because I just did normal. To me, I never made it was like oh yeah, that's the move. It was just that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Right, but it
was never like a surmounting thing.
You also admitted that you had good parenting, and that's a blessing.
Yeah, but I mean, my mom still lives. She's never overcame financial.
Right. But
ever.
You want to know what a parent can do? A parent themselves may be in a situation, but she could guide her son to not make the same decision she did. I'm saying that's a rare case. A good parent is a rare case, dude.
That's true. I will give you that. A lot of people make their kids pay rent and stuff like that.
I know.
Yeah, I will give you that.
A lot of parents don't know.
I don't like the way you put that because I don't like that. That feels like a slight to me. I don't like that.
No, it's not that your mom made you privileged. Your mom did a damn good job with what she was given. But I'm saying majority of people, let's be real, in America don't have great parents. Their parents are surviving. Like I look at my sisters, they're surviving. They're trying to. I look at my mom trying to do what I got to do for 5 kids. Like, I don't got time to teach financial literacy. I'm trying to figure out dinner for tonight. They don't got time. So you're just surviving, and then
you teach your kids inherit survive mode. And so that's all your kids know. Survive. Just survive. Call your aunt and see if she can borrow $20 to eat tonight. That's what's taught in America. The rare people can either escape that or learn from it. But them are the rare people. Rare people do overcome that, but majority of people just end up surviving and teaching their kids the same thing. It's just, that's what I'm saying, is that all that shit is inherited. Because the line is thin, you don't really got time. If you, like we were talking about earlier, if you get kicked out, I'm getting a job at McDonald's. Because I can't think right now. I got a day to figure out where I'm going to stay. I'm staying in my car. You can't eliminate the human element of shit. Ain't nobody about to stay in their car. Ain't nobody about to do that. Okay? I'm going to go get a job at McDonald's, and I'm going to get the first house I can fucking get because I don't have nowhere to go. Or mom, I have a kid, I just got evicted, couldn't pay my lights, I got evicted. I got to figure something out. You're going to make desperate decisions then. You don't got a choice. And I'm saying that's the majority of people that.
Well,
what was that? That was like 3 hours.
I didn't think that
we were going
the date question about the money. I can promise you that. They turned to 14-year-olds getting raped and shit. I was like, whoa. I gotta piss like a racehorse. I done drank 6 waters.
So what do you use?
You want to tie? Can we tie? I mean, I don't want to leave on that. I don't want to leave on that bad.
No, we don't got to.
So I guess we all agree that financial illiteracy is a mainstay in America. People do need to learn financial literacy.
And Shane's sick of. And me, because there's people he's sick of the people who are financial literacy, but they blame that when they know better.
Yes, there are people that
agree on that.
Once you know the thing
in the Bible is once you know better, do better. God, but I was going to tell you earlier.
But if you never learn how to know,
I was going to tell you earlier. God does not send people who were ignorant to hell. You can't blame
that for 100%.
You do believe that?
I do that.
Okay, so if you are ignorant to certain things, then you never stood a chance. Like, you were just ignorant. And
to me, I think that was the goal in the beginning, to keep a lot of people ignorant
on a lot of things, not just financial literacy. So.
And I'm not rich.
No.
I make $38,000 a year. I work at a bank.
No,
I make some moves.
Yeah,
I make some moves.
I'm not rich. Don't. For real.
Shane doesn't have.
I want to make sure we digress from that because I don't want.
No, yeah, because it came off like you just had bands.
Yeah, I don't got bands. I don't.
He's just saying.
I live below my means.
He lives way below his means. He will always, not always, but.
Shut the fuck up.
What? Series 1.
First though, yeah. I got questions. Yeah, I got questions. I got questions for you.
That's
yeah.
a fact.
Live below your means. Computer, Apple Watch.
Deals.
Dude. Yeah, he's a deal man.
Whatever this is called. That. When'd you get that?
It was a deal.
Deals. 50% off on that.
That's how Shane convinces himself. Nah, that's how I do too.
Nah, for real, man. I like how you wrapped it up.
I'm financial illiterate. I'm financial literate.
We're not nowhere where we
I'm not the best with money management, and I live below my means though, and I still ain't the best with my money. So that's crazy.
Yep.
What you got going on this week, brother?
That's a whack question. I hate when you do that.
No, that ain't. What you got?
What's today? Monday. Wow, you just hit me. I'm done with all my Christmas shopping, so that's cool.
Costs thousands.
How much Christmas shopping you do?
Please.
You don't celebrate Christmas, do you?
You want to know why I don't do that?
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Because I've been taught not to do that.
Okay. I call it a dumb reason. You right?
I'm just telling you.
You ain't never had no
I really don't
Christmas.
think I have anything planned this week. My cousins are in this town from Houston, so that's cool. I'm gonna hang out with them. They just came in today.
Oh, interesting.
Uncle them.
My little cousin Ivana, a boss. 18. My uncle's daughter.
Is that Ashante's sister?
Boss. So I'm the kid.
I would ask you, but you're a work man. You're a slave man.
Well, what I'm doing on Christmas?
No, that's what you're doing this week.
Are you working on Christmas?
On Christmas? No, we got Christmas off.
You wouldn't put it past me?
You said this week? What am I doing this week?
Yeah.
Or weekend?
This is the weekend. The week. It's whatever you want to do, brother.
What are you asking? Weekend or week?
What are you doing this weekend?
I'm working this week, obviously. This weekend I'm off.
Okay.
But I'll probably work.
How about you, brother?
You see, I am trying to do something on New Year's Eve, though.
But that's
Get a
way
move.
away.
Let's
What are you
go
talking about?
Cincinnati.
That's like 14 weeks away.
It's only like 2 weeks. Like, this, not this weekend, the next weekend.
I don't know. Tomorrow.
It really is.
Y'all talking about?
I
Y'all
know.
forgot that the year's already done?
Yeah.
I already know what I gotta do.
Well,
Anything else?
no.
Is that good?
That's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Know It All.
What episode is this?
Episode 10.
The decade. Podcast.
We already 10 with the
didn't talk about
Know-It-Alls.
the decade.
No, we did a little bit. We did at the
Our
beginning.
argument was low-key about decades.
Yeah, and the beginning we did a little bit.
Yeah, but that was whack, low.
Yep.
Like, it's getting chopped out because this is 4 hours long.
Yeah, no. Close it out, brother.
As we like to say.
Say, peace, love, and all the above.
I have to piss so bad.
It's 12.
Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Noahidols Podcast. We truly appreciate the love and support that we really get from you guys. We've got a few other social media outlets, so
You got the links right here. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that. Please share. We appreciate all the love.
Yes, and feel comfortable leaving comments in the comment sections and giving us a review. We invite all the feedback that we can receive.
True.
Again, this is the Know-It-Alls, and as we all like to say, peace, love, and all the above.